August 21st, 2001, was destined to be a day I would never forget. My stepmother had an urgent matter at home. My father took her to the bus station to go back to town. Before leaving, my father gave me 5 yuan and instructed me to take care of my stepsister and not to let her run around. I agreed. At noon, I had something to do and needed to go out, so to make it convenient, I discussed it with Anin beforehand, telling her to stay home obediently and look at the pictures in her picture book. I even locked the door from the outside, and when I came back, I bought her gum and some stickers from the TV show My Fair Princess. By 5:30 p.m., after finishing my business, I hurriedly ran home. It was shift change time at the oil refinery, and the sound of cooking could be heard from every house in the neighborhood. I silently prayed that my father and Aunt Ma hadn't returned yet. Otherwise, if they saw I had locked Anin in the house, they would definitely give me a beating. Arriving at the door, the iron padlock was still there intact. I took out the key, calling out as I opened the door.
Anin, I'm back.
There was no answer. Could she be asleep? I pushed the door open and scanned the room. On the coffee table, a sketchbook and an open box of watercolors were scattered about. I frowned, noticing 2 bags of vegetables in the kitchen, and on the drying rack hung the shirt my father had worn when he went out that morning. I immediately understood. Father and Aunt Ma must have returned and taken Anin with them. With 3 people gone, there was no cooking being done here either. If Aunt Ma was there, Father must be there too. I sighed in relief, finally feeling somewhat at ease. After tidying up the house, I lay down on the bed. Drowsiness washed over me. I don't know how long I slept. When I woke up, it was pitch dark. I looked at the digital clock. It was 7:30 p.m. The house was dead silent, and outside, a drizzle was pattering down. They still hadn't returned. My stomach was growling with hunger. A feeling of self-pity and abandonment surged in my heart. Without a mother, a child like me was worth less than wild grass. Just then, a knock sounded on the door.
Dian Vi, are you home? It's Uncle No from the grocery store nearby. Yes, I am.
I answered and turned on the light.
Your mom asked me to call you to answer the phone.
I thought it was my mother calling, so I rushed out without even putting on my shoes. Unexpectedly, when I picked up the receiver, it was Aunt Ma calling.
What's the matter, Auntie?
My voice was cold. Aunt Ma's voice was soft, carrying a hint of ingratiation. Dian Vi, have you eaten yet? I asked Uncle No to call you to the phone earlier. I thought you were asleep? I yawned impatiently.
Oh, I almost forgot. We haven't eaten anything at home yet. Is something wrong?
Yeah, things on my end aren't finished yet, so I probably won't be back until tomorrow. I felt like I had been struck by lightning. If Aunt Ma hadn't returned yet, then who took Anin? I swallowed hard.
Then where is my dad?
Your dad went back to his unit. I breathed a sigh of relief. So Dad had taken Anin. But then Aunt Ma continued. Your dad was transferred by his superiors. He has a farewell party with other departments tonight. He came home this afternoon to change clothes, didn't see you two at home, and thought you went out to play. I called him earlier to tell him to go home and check on Anin, but he had been drinking and got angry, saying to leave it alone. Dian Vi, did you give Anin anything to eat this afternoon? Remember to help me watch over your sister and give her her medicine. I'm really sorry to trouble you. When I get back, I will definitely thank you generously. In that moment, my ears rang and my eyes blurred. I couldn't hear anything anymore. Only one sentence echoed in my head. None of them had come back. But Anin was nowhere to be found. I don't even know when I hung up the phone. Uncle No at the grocery store was arranging goods and asked gently.
Dian Vi, what's wrong? Your face is pale.
I didn't dare tell the truth, so I made an excuse.
I'm fine. It's just too hot. Probably a touch of heat stroke.
In moments of extreme stress, a person's complexion and eyes are prone to change. Fearing Uncle No would get suspicious, I intentionally changed the subject.
Uncle, where's Brother No Triet? Little Triet? I don't know where he ran off to play again. His mother is out looking for him.
I let out a sigh. Uncle No had a disability in his leg and couldn't do heavy labor, so he opened a small grocery store in this area to make a living. His wife was Aunt Vi, a worker in the oil refinery. The couple was very kind, but their son, Ngô Triet, was a bit slow-witted and wandered the streets all day.
Dian Vi, take this.
Uncle Ngô stuffed some candy into my pocket and instructed.
Remember to eat it. You suffer from low blood sugar.
I lowered my head, tears uncontrollably streaming down, and hurriedly returned the candy to Uncle Ngô.
No, Uncle, if my dad finds out I accepted things, he'll definitely beat me. It's okay, just consider it a gift from me. Next time your dad tries to beat you, just come find me. I'll protect you.
I nodded while crying, thanked Uncle Ngô profusely, and left the grocery store. Uncle Ngô was truly a good person, but it seemed my fate wasn't so good. The night was moonless, pitch black all around, and my mind was a tangled mess. I clearly locked the door before I left. How could Ann get out? Could she be mad at me and hiding? I rushed home and searched everywhere. Under the bed, in the wardrobe, under the sofa, searching every spot multiple times, but she was nowhere to be found. She didn't have a key, so how could she get out? There were 4 keys to the house in total. My father and Aunt Ma each held one, and the remainder was the spare key. Like an arrow, I rushed to the study desk, my hands shaking as I opened the drawer. The spare key was gone. My throat was dry, and my heart pounded as if it wanted to leap out of my chest. Could it be that Ann didn't want to stay in the house, so she reached through the door gap to pass the key out and had someone lock it for her? Ann was naturally timid. Her mother had taught her from a young age to stay away from strangers. If it were a stranger, she certainly wouldn't dare do that. Only someone she knew would make her feel safe enough to hand over the key like that. A ray of hope suddenly rose in my heart. I hurriedly ran to Thuong Dong Din's house. Thuong Dong Din was in 5th grade this year, and her parents were both refinery workers. Ann usually liked to follow Thuong Dong Din and Kien Tu Hon. The younger kids treated her like a big sister and often clung to her to play. Perhaps it was very likely Ann had gone to her house. I knocked on their door and asked Thuong Dong Din if she had seen my sister. Thuong Dong Din was busy reviewing for summer studies and didn't have time to pay attention. Her mother answered for her, saying she hadn't seen my sister anywhere. I was filled with disappointment and hurriedly ran to other houses to search. But everyone said they hadn't met her. My legs were trembling and my teeth were chattering. "Ann, where have you gone? Where are you?" I knew I should immediately call Aunt Ma or my father, but I didn't dare. Last year, a boy in kindergarten bullied Ann and Aunt Ma, usually so gentle and beautiful, rushed in and scratched that boy's mother, breaking 3 of her teeth right in front of everyone. She even uttered vicious words. "If your brat dares to touch my daughter again, I will definitely kill him." If I lost her precious daughter this time, wouldn't she kill me too? I went back home to get a flashlight and went everywhere looking for Ann. This housing complex was specifically for refinery workers, built slightly tilted along the mountainside, with a total of 7 floors. The first floor was the most populated, with over 60 households. The higher up, the fewer people. The 7th floor had only 5 households living there. I searched all the rows of houses where Ann used to play with the kindergarten kids, but didn't see her. In my panic, I even looked in the trash pits and ventilation ducts, but still nothing. Even though it was a sultry summer night, my whole body was cold, and my legs felt as heavy as lead. Step by step, I walked toward the 7th floor, knowing clearly in my heart that hope was very slim. The 7th floor was the highest level of the complex, situated halfway up the mountain. The houses here looked directly out onto the forest behind. In the forest, there were a few desolate graves and a public toilet. In the summer, it stank unbearably, and the residents had mostly moved away. I thought, couldn't Ann have had a whim to go somewhere, climbed out the window herself and gone to the public toilet? But I had searched around twice, even using a long stick to poke into the cesspit, and still found nothing. I was in utter despair. At that moment, the thought of running away from home crossed my mind. Whether Ann was dead or kidnapped, in the end, I would be the one held responsible. Just then, I heard a dog barking in the distance. I shone my flashlight in that direction and saw a stray yellow dog barking frantically at the 2 abandoned houses in the forest, as if there were something terrible inside. It had long been rumored that there were ghost fires in those abandoned houses at night, and even the sound of a woman crying. The back of my neck went cold. Intuition told me to stay away from this filthy place and leave quickly. But my sixth sense urged me to go forward and check. I picked up a stone and threw it at the dog to chase it away. The rotten door was ajar, and waves of cold air wafted out from inside. I didn't dare push the door open, so I walked around to the window and shone the flashlight inside. Suddenly, I saw a small, pale face inside. My scalp went numb with fear, and my legs turned to jelly as I collapsed to the ground. A ghost? Was it a ghost? I wanted to run but couldn't stand up, only able to let out a weak cry for help. Immediately after, it was as if someone had hit me hard on the head. Why did that ghostly face look so much like an inn? I struggled to stand up, gritted my teeth, and stepped closer. Looking inside again, my heart felt like it stopped beating. In the empty, dirty room, a broken chair stood in the middle. An was sitting on it, her limbs bound tightly to the chair with thin wire. Her dress was missing, her small underwear was stained with blood, and her undershirt was torn, revealing her tender upper body. Her head was slightly bowed, her face pale, her lips painted thickly with lipstick, the corners smeared outwards and slightly upturned as if someone had slit her mouth, looking like she was smiling. It looked both grotesque and terrifying. That was no longer Mayan, she was dead. In extreme fear, I couldn't utter a single word. The flashlight fell to the ground with a thud. In the pitch-black silence, and I faced each other in the room for a long time. I didn't know how to call out to her, nor did I know how to leave. Dead, she was truly dead. Before the police arrived, the oil refinery security team controlled the scene. Since I was the first to discover the victim's body, I was taken to the security room for detention. Not long after, my father received the news and returned. The moment he saw me, the first thing he did was slap me across the face with a thunderous blow. His whole body reeked of alcohol, but his mind was incredibly clear, aiming straight for my emotional wounds with his curses.
You really are a jinx. You can't even babysit properly. You useless thing. No wonder your mother hated you so much back then. Let me tell you, get the hell out of my house tomorrow. I've lived this long and never wanted to spawn a child like you.
Finally, the security guards had to forcibly drag him away. I covered my ears tightly, but my father's cursing still seeped through my fingers, clinging to me like hungry leeches sucking blood incessantly. Even my father hated me this much. I didn't dare imagine how Aunt Ma would skin me alive. Later, the police came one by one to question me. I told them everything I knew. The room was terrifyingly silent. The second hand on the wall clock ticked, tick-tock. The light bulb on the ceiling was blindingly bright. I huddled in the corner of the room, my mind filled with Anne's grotesque and horrifying appearance. She was dead, raped, and murdered. And the killer was a sick pervert who had even put makeup on her to look like that. Just then, the door creaked open from the outside. 2 police officers walked in. Seeing them, I immediately lowered my head.
You are Truck Diane Vi, right? I am Van Kwok Khan, deputy captain of the criminal investigation team.
Captain Van bent down to help me up.
It's very cold. Sit on the chair.
The strong smell of tobacco on him made me choke and gave me a headache. I dodged his hand and huddled back into the corner of the room. Captain Van sat opposite me and signaled the young officer to pour me a cup of hot water.
Diane Vi, you must be in 9th grade now, right? Neighbors say you study very well and even skipped a grade when you were younger.
I gripped the glass tightly in my hand, not saying a word. Captain Van asked softly,
How is your relationship with Anne usually? Do you hate her?
I stared at the middle-aged man and said,
Her death has nothing to do with me. Although I won't say I liked her, I really didn't kill her.
I once again recounted the events of the day, telling Captain Van that I went to play soccer with classmates, and when I returned, Anne was gone. Captain Van gently placed his hand on my shoulder, his eyes sharp.
You're not lying to me, are you?
I gradually became agitated. The feeling of being suspected was truly unbearable. Suddenly, Captain Van pulled 2 magazines out of his pocket and placed them in front of me. On the cover was a picture of a naked woman using only her arm to cover her private parts. I felt the blood in my body boil, rushing straight to the top of my head.
These obscene books are yours, aren't they? Inside is full of lewd content, and there are even scenes of child abuse.
I was ashamed and furious, my mouth dry, and I tried hard to explain.
Those books were bought by my friend. He was afraid of being caught by teachers, so he asked me to keep them for him. Really, I swear to heaven. I always study hard and absolutely never look at those things. You can ask my teachers. Stop dodging. Truck Diane Vi, you said you went with a classmate to the sports field to play soccer this afternoon, right? But through preliminary investigation, we discovered you only appeared at the soccer field for less than half an hour. You left home at 12 p.m. and didn't return until 5:30 p.m. Where did you go during the remaining time? I was still at the sports field.
Captain Van got angry and slammed his hand on the table.
Tell the truth. Don't lie anymore.
I was so scared my whole body trembled, my voice weak as a mosquito's buzz.
I went for a walk on the street with a friend. What is her name? Where did you two go?
I was so ashamed I hung my head low and replied.
Her name is Chu Dong. She's my new deskmate. Today we watched videos at her house and then went to the riverbank to float paper boats.
Captain Van turned to instruct the young officer.
Go verify this immediately.
Immediately after, Captain Van gently rubbed my head, his voice softening a lot.
Puppy love isn't a heinous crime. I went through youth just like you. I understand. It's just that there are some things I must clarify. I do this job, hope you understand. After all, you were the last person to see Anon, and also the first person to discover her body.
I lowered my head, tears of shame rolling down.
I didn't watch over my sister well.
Captain Van gently rubbed my head again.
Diane Vi, how is the relationship between your dad and your stepmother? Quite good.
I sniffled and replied.
So do they argue often? Occasionally.
I hurriedly added.
But it's all trivial family matters. My dad likes to drink, and Aunt Ma cares about him a lot, always advising him to drink less. So sometimes there are little arguments.
Captain Van took some notes and then asked.
Does your dad like Anin?
I nodded.
Anin is very cute and flattering. Who wouldn't like her? So in daily life, have you ever seen your dad touch Anin inappropriately?
I immediately understood Captain Van's implication and quickly cried out.
Uncle, do you suspect my dad killed Anin? Oh, is that what you think?
Captain Van raised his eyebrows. I pondered for a moment, hesitating to speak. Captain Van comforted me.
We are just chatting. You can speak freely.
I hesitated for a long time before speaking.
This afternoon when I came home, Anin wasn't in the house, but there were 2 bags of vegetables in the kitchen and my dad's changed shirt was hanging on the drying rack. That means during the time Anin met with the incident, my dad had been home.
My voice got smaller and smaller.
Maybe I wasn't the last person to see Anin, but my dad was.
Captain Van looked at me for a long time, rubbed my head, and said,
Diane Vi, you are really smart. My dad absolutely could not have harmed Anin. Absolutely impossible. Why is that?
I panted.
Because Anin is a stepchild, having no blood relation to my dad, so the affection definitely wouldn't be that deep.
Captain Van narrowed his eyes.
What do you mean? Does your dad hate Anin?
My hands were sweaty, and I stammered.
No, not hate. It's just...
Captain Van gently rubbed my arm and said,
Diane Vi, Anin was only 6.5 years old, but that little life was cruelly cut short. You can still go out with your new girlfriend today, but Anin will no longer have the chance to fall in love, nor the chance to enjoy a beautiful life. Right now, I just want to understand the situation in your family. I can't conclude anything about your dad yet. Just consider this a chat with me, okay?
I bowed my head deeply, my heart torn with pain, thinking of poor Anin and feeling choked to the point of suffocation. When I was small, my parents often argued, and I was so scared I would hide under the table. My mother cursed my father as a good-for-nothing hooligan, saying that years ago he got her drunk and took advantage of her. He was naturally like that, always arguing. At that time, Aunt Ma had just lost her husband and had to take care of a sick daughter. She was very helpless. My father was the one who helped her with the funeral arrangements, and after interacting for a long time, it turned out like this. Captain Van handed me the cup of water.
So Aunt Ma, Matthew Cam, was the third person who intervened. She caused your parents to divorce, right? Diane Vi, tell me the truth. Do you hate her?
I took a sip of water and said softly,
A little bit, but later I felt she was also very pitiful. Why pitiful?
Captain Van raised an eyebrow. I rubbed my stinging eyes.
She became a widow in her 20s, and her daughter had a congenital disease. Her life was really hard.
Captain Van sighed.
Treating an aunt's illness must have cost a lot of money, right? Part of that money came from your dad? Yes.
I nodded.
At first, my dad loved Ann very much. Last year, to treat her illness, he even sold his motorbike. But from then on, my dad started to dislike Ann. He loved Aunt Ma very much, but he had to provide for the whole family's living expenses, plus 2 children, adding the huge medical bills for Ann. My dad once suggested Aunt Ma send Ann back to the countryside for her grandmother to take care of, but she didn't agree. Ann was her life. She would rather work 2 extra jobs than stop spending my dad's money. They argued many times because of that. Finally, Aunt Ma agreed to give birth to another child for my dad, and only then did he compromise.
Captain Van recorded what I said.
Thank you for cooperating. Diane Vi, what you said will be very useful for this case, helpful for solving it.
Does he really suspect my father? I immediately stood up.
Uncle, even if my dad didn't like Ann because of money issues, he absolutely couldn't kill a child. All right, I understand.
Captain Van patted my arm gently. Just then, the young officer knocked and entered.
Captain, we verified by phone. Today truck Diane Vi indeed watched movies and played by the river with a girl named Chu Dung until late afternoon before returning home.
Captain Van grunted in acknowledgement, instructed him to let me sleep in the security room tonight, as the police still had to return to the scene to collect more evidence. He stuffed the notebook into his pocket, stood up, and walked out. At the door, Captain Van suddenly turned his head.
Diane Vi, let me ask you honestly, do you hate your father?
I was stunned.
No, not at all.
Captain Van's eyes were sharp as knives, as if wanting to pierce through my arm.
As soon as you entered, I saw your arm was injured. Was it caused by your father beating you? No, it wasn't.
I hurriedly denied it.
Just now in our conversation, although you tried hard to defend your father, unconsciously you kept steering the story towards your father not liking it.
My whole body went cold, and I bowed my head to deny it.
No, it's not like that.
Captain Van sighed.
Diane Vi, you are much smarter than your age. Your family being like this isn't your fault. Do you see those blades of grass growing in the shade? Even in harsh environments, they still try to reach for the sun. Study hard, son, later get into university, and change your destiny.
I looked at Captain Van and nodded vigorously.
I will remember, Uncle.
That night I couldn't sleep a wink. I was kept in the security room. Not until the afternoon of the next day did the refinery security chief call from the police station to notify me that I could go home. On the way back, I felt the atmosphere was completely different from usual. Normally at this hour, the complex was very lively, with children playing and shouting everywhere. But today, every house had its doors shut tight. In the distance, several police officers were going door to door to take fingerprints for investigation. A mother and daughter passed by me. The girl, about Ann's age, pouted and struggled. I don't want to wear the princess dress. I want to dress like before. The mother gently coaxed. Lately, there are many bad kids. Be good, just wear the dress first. Later, Mom will take you to cut your hair a bit shorter. I lowered my head and walked quickly. It clearly only took 10 minutes to get home, but I felt like I had walked for a century. The door was ajar. I tried several times, but still dared not push it open to enter. Tears fell on my shoes, my heart filled with regret. If I hadn't left yesterday, Ann wouldn't have died. Suddenly, the door was pushed open from the inside. My father unexpectedly appeared before my eyes. He was still wearing his work clothes, hair messy, face black as the bottom of a pot, body smelling of liquor, holding a broom in his hand. I was so scared I stepped back immediately. My father stepped aside and ordered,
Come in here.
My whole body trembled, legs heavy as lead, slowly stepping inside. Once inside, I dared not move, closing my eyes tightly waiting to be beaten, but after waiting a long time, there was no movement. I opened my eyes and saw my father bending down to sweep. As he swept, he muttered curses.
Those bastards ask so many questions, won't even let an old man eat. Lucky that brat died out there, otherwise if she died in the house, how could we live? Such bad luck.
I dared not open my mouth, silently taking the mop to continue cleaning. Suddenly my father looked at me coldly.
Truck Diane Vi, did you kill an?
I choked, shaking my head frantically.
No, it really wasn't me. Good then.
My father took a pack of cigarettes from his pocket, bit one, lit it, inhaled deeply, and exhaled 2 streams of white smoke from his nose.
You also told the police that I came home yesterday, right?
I swallowed in panic.
No, it was Aunt Ma calling. She said you came home to put away clothes and change. I just repeated her words to the police. I really didn't say anything else.
My father slowly rolled up his sleeves.
You also told the police that I beat you, right?
I was shaking uncontrollably.
No, it was just Captain Van seeing the injury on my arm.
My father laughed coldly.
Take off your pants.
I backed away in fear. My father approached with the broom.
Don't make me say it twice.
I turned to run, but my father was faster, grabbing the back of my neck, pinning me against the door. He raised the broom and whipped it straight onto my buttocks.
You still dare to tell on me to the police? You damn thing. You rotten pest. Why don't you just die?
I pressed my face against the door, ears full of curses. My buttocks burned with pain. I don't know how many lashes I received. 10 lashes or 20. For so many years, my father had always been like this. My mother wanted a divorce, he beat me. Oppressed by leaders at work, he beat me. Argued with Aunt Ma, he beat me. Spent money on an inn, he beat me too. I had long gotten used to it. Tired of beating, my father finished smoking the cigarette. He stubbed the butt on the floor, crushed it under his shoe, and pulled out another one. Inhaling deeply, he exhaled smoke and asked,
Have you eaten?
I suppressed my tears and rubbed my buttocks.
The police gave me food, but I haven't eaten since I left there.
My father threw the broom aside.
Go out and buy something to eat. On the way, stop by the hospital to bring food to Aunt Ma.
On the way to the hospital, I learned that Aunt Ma had fainted from shock and was hospitalized. Even my father was the same. He was transferred by superiors, and today they held a farewell party at the department. Shaoli, his new colleague, even drove to the countryside to pick him up. He took the opportunity to go home and change clothes before going to drink in the west of the city. My father didn't leave the hotel during the party, and there were many witnesses. After the police confirmed he wasn't a suspect, they let him leave. Arriving at the hospital, my father told me not to talk nonsense and to quickly kneel and apologize to Aunt Ma. As soon as I reached the 3rd floor of the inpatient ward, I saw a middle-aged man walking out of a room. He was Aunt Ma's older brother and Anne's maternal uncle. In his hand, he held a thermos, his red eyes staring at me. I saw his fist clenched, obviously trying to control his anger, but he said nothing, just glared fiercely at me and then turned to ask my father.
How is the situation now?
My father replied.
The police are investigating every house in the complex. They were taking fingerprints when I left.
Having said that, my father glanced toward the hospital room.
How is Chukam? Still hasn't woken up?
Uncle Ma shook his head and sighed.
Cried until she fainted. Don't stand here. Let's go over there to talk.
My father lowered his voice, shoved the lunchbox and fruit into my hands, patted the back of my head, his eyes full of warning.
Bring the food in. Don't wake your Aunt Ma.
I bowed my head.
Yes.
They walked toward the hot water room. I held the food and quietly walked toward the hospital room. Just as I pushed the door, I saw Aunt Ma had woken up. In my impression, Aunt Ma was always radiant and beautiful, wearing fashionable dresses, curly hair bouncing, always having people strike up conversations on the street. But now she lay weakly on the hospital bed, her face pale as paper, strands of gray faintly visible at her temples. Like a flower once brilliant and beautiful, withered and ruined in a single night. Her eyes stared blankly at the ceiling, tears ceaselessly falling into her hair. Her sister-in-law sat beside her sobbing, trying to console her. Chukam, don't be like this anymore. Hearing the noise at the door, she turned her head. Diane Vi, you're here? I froze. Just as I was about to step in, I suddenly saw Aunt Ma turn her head. Her originally expressionless face suddenly became ferocious and twisted. She glared at me, a growl emanating from her throat like a lioness tearing apart prey. I knew I should kneel and apologize to her at this moment, but I couldn't do it. I didn't dare. Finally, I cowardly turned and ran. Running to the door of the hot water room, I heard Uncle Ma's voice.
Old Yao, I'm speaking the truth. Don't be angry. Isn't Anne's death really related to your son?
I pressed myself against the wall, peeking inside. My father held an unlit cigarette in his mouth, rubbing his eyes.
If it really was related, the police wouldn't have let him come home. They investigate very thoroughly. At noon, Dian Vi locked Anne in the house, and he secretly went on a date with his girlfriend until 5:30 p.m. before coming home.
Uncle Ma wanted to say something, but swallowed the words. My father lowered his voice and asked,
How is it with the police? Is there any progress?
Uncle Ma shook his head.
Captain Van didn't say a word. I asked an acquaintance at the police station to get some news. Heard that Anne died around 5 p.m. yesterday.
My father punched the thermos hard.
Could the killer be a worker in our factory? What a beast. Laying hands on such a small child.
Uncle Ma shook his head.
And wasn't raped.
The cigarette in my father's mouth fell to the ground.
Huh. Yesterday, I saw the child's body. There seemed to be bite marks on her wrist, blood on her body, and her dress was taken off.
Uncle Ma frowned.
The forensics said there were no injuries on Anne's body, using some technical terms, like excessive fright, pupils dilated. What does that mean?
My father asked. Uncle Ma said painfully.
Probably they mean Anne was scared to death.
My father's eyes widened.
Isn't it rumored that the 7th floor is haunted? Couldn't Anne have been scared to death by a ghost? Don't talk nonsense.
Uncle Ma frowned.
What era is this to still believe in ghosts? Forensics haven't determined the exact cause of Anne's death yet, nor have they performed an autopsy. My sister insisted on not allowing an autopsy, even scolded the police, forbidding them to touch the girl.
My father sighed.
Forget it. Go back to the hospital room first.
Hearing this, I hurriedly ran away from there, hid in the fire escape staircase, and sat on the steps. As soon as I sat down, the needle-like pain spread across my buttocks. I buried my head between my knees, replaying the conversation between my father and Uncle Ma in my head. Besides ghosts, what else could scare a person to death? Or was it because Anne had heart disease, and the killer wanted to harm her, making her so scared she had an attack and died? Who exactly is the killer? How could they lay hands on such a cute child? The more I thought, the more heartbroken I became, tears uncontrollably falling again. It was all my fault. I failed to protect Anne. Just then, a cold wind blew, chilling my spine. Fear spread through my whole body, my heart pounding. I gritted my teeth, mustered the courage to turn around, and saw Aunt Ma standing in the distance. Her hair was loose, her face pale, staring straight at me. My hair stood on end.
Aunt Ma.
Aunt Ma opened her mouth coldly. Truck Dian Vi, did you kill my daughter?
No, it's not like that.
I wanted to explain, but suddenly realized Anne's death was indeed related to me, undeniable.
It's not like that, Aunt Ma.
I knelt before Aunt Ma, choking back sobs as I kowtowed.
I'm sorry, if I hadn't gone out to play that day, and Anne wouldn't have.
Truck Dian Vi. Aunt Ma suddenly interrupted me. You were eavesdropping on your father and my brother talking just now, weren't you?
Huh, you were there?
Before I could react, Aunt Ma stepped closer, pressing in. You told the police that at 5:30 p.m. yesterday you came home and saw Anne wasn't in the house, then said your father and I took Anne, then you went asleep, right? You study so well, you have a habit of coming home every afternoon to study until 7 o'clock to watch the news. Why did you suddenly change your habit and go to sleep so early yesterday? Since 6 p.m., you called the grocery store, and Uncle No said he knocked on your door at least 3 times. The house was pitch black, no one answered. Did you really sleep that soundly? I avoided Aunt Ma's knife-sharp gaze. I knew she was currently out of control, needing a place to vent her anger.
Aunt Ma, I understand your pain. So even if you beat me or scold me, I won't complain.
Truck Dian Vi, don't stand there pretending. I'm heartbroken, but I'm not blind. Aunt Ma screamed shrilly. Just now outside the ward, why did you dare come near? Why did you dare look at me? I bowed my head, tears falling drop by drop.
Aunt Ma, I know no matter how I explain now, you won't believe me.
Right then, I saw Aunt Ma rush straight at me, raising her foot to kick me hard in the stomach. My world spun as I tumbled down the stairs. Before I could regain my composure, my neck was suddenly strangled by 2 hands. She wanted to kill me. I couldn't breathe, struggling for help but couldn't escape no matter what. Darkness fell before my eyes. I thought I was about to die, when suddenly I saw my father, Uncle Ma, and several doctors and nurses rushing over. Very quickly, Uncle Ma pulled Aunt Ma away. The weight on my neck was immediately released, the suffocation ended, and finally, I could breathe fresh air again. My father shielded me, supporting the maddened Aunt Ma.
Calm down.
Calm down about what? Aunt Ma completely collapsed, crying piteously. My daughter is dead. She was only 6.5 years old. She even told me, "Mom, be careful on the road," and said, "Mom, although Dad is gone, you still have me, and loves Mom forever. Protect Mom." She told me to come home and bring her food. Now Mom is back, but where's my child? Surely this truck Diane Vi killed her. My father had been a hard man for years, but at this moment, his eyes were red too. He hugged Aunt Ma, comforting her gently.
Even if you gave Diane Vi 100 gallbladders, he wouldn't dare harm Anan. Besides, what motive would he have?
What motive? He wants you and his mother to remarry, wants to clear the obstacles in this house. He wishes everything would go his way. My father was slightly annoyed.
How is that possible? Stop talking nonsense.
Aunt Ma pointed at me. Then why hasn't he called me Mom once in all these years? He has always hated me, hated Anan too. That chaotic scene quickly attracted the attention of many onlookers. At this time, the doctor squeezed through the crowd and said quickly,
Hold the patient tight. She is extremely agitated. Let me inject a sedative.
After the sedative injection, Aunt Ma fell completely asleep. The curious crowd had long dispersed. I asked to borrow a broom and dustpan from the nurse, cleaning up the food that had been knocked over earlier. Uncle Ma came down from the top of the stairs, snatching the broom from my hand.
Give it here, son.
I didn't give it to him, bowing my head, crying silently, continuing to sweep quietly. Uncle Ma didn't stand on ceremony anymore, walked close to me, leaned in and asked,
Diane Vi, tell the truth. Where did you meet your girlfriend to study that noon? Where's her house?
I immediately understood he suspected me. Seeing I didn't answer, he wouldn't let go, asking further.
What time did you two meet? After coming home, did you see anything suspicious?
Unable to bear it anymore, I threw the broom hard on the ground.
You just think I killed Anan, fine. I'll jump off the building to pay for her life.
Uncle Ma hurriedly grabbed my hand.
Look at you. Just a few words and you're this agitated?
While we were struggling, my father rushed over, panting, and said to Uncle Ma,
Just got a call. There's progress in the case. The killer has turned himself in.
On the evening of August 22nd, the day after the murder, someone went to the police station to turn themselves in. Contrary to everyone's expectations, that person was the slow-witted son of Uncle No at the grocery store. No, try it. I suddenly remembered something. On the 21st, the very day Anan met with the accident, I had gone to Uncle No's grocery store to answer a phone call. At that time, I chatted a few sentences with Uncle No, asking why I didn't see Brother No Triet anywhere. Recalling that moment, Uncle No sighed. Little Triet ran off to play somewhere again. My wife is out looking for him. So, what did No Triet do that day? Did he flee after killing Anan? But frankly speaking, he really didn't need to flee, because he was mentally disabled. Even if he killed someone, he might not necessarily be sentenced. Staying home for 2 days, I heard snippets of information and gradually learned about the progress of the case. Uncle No and his wife had taken their son to the police station, not only to turn him in, but also to hand over an important piece of evidence. According to Aunt Vi, No Triet's mother, her son No Triet wandered almost everywhere outside the factory housing complex every day and would automatically come home at mealtime. Since this area was naturally complex, the family was used to him coming and going. But on the 21st, by 6 p.m., No Triet still hadn't returned. Aunt Vi went everywhere looking and finally found No Triet on the main road. At that time, No Triet's state was very abnormal, muttering gibberish, his arm injured, and holding a blood-stained white dress in his hand. Aunt Vi felt something was wrong at first glance and intended to throw the dress away. Unexpectedly, her son refused to let go, even hiding the dress inside his pants. Helpless, Aunt Vi had to coax her son to take him home first. Surprisingly, not long after returning home, unusual noises were heard outside the door. Quite a few police cars had arrived. Uncle No and his wife curiously followed the crowd to look and saw the police carrying Anne's body out of the abandoned house on the 7th floor. Only then did they know Anne was dead. Died in a tragic and bizarre circumstance, still wearing the white dress. Right at that moment, the couple immediately remembered the dress in their silly son's hand. They hurriedly returned home, coaxing and tricking to get the dress from their son's hand. After examining it closely, they discovered 2 words and embroidered on the inner bottom hem of the dress, along with the landline number of the work unit. The couple immediately fell into a state of panic. They didn't suspect their son, but they understood this child's personality very well. Although their child was slow, his personality was extremely gentle. Most of the time, he showed no aggressive behavior, only resisting when bullied beyond endurance. With his intelligence, he absolutely couldn't learn out of truck Diane Vi's house. Moreover, more importantly, their child didn't know how to lock a door. So the only possibility was that he found the dress. Initially, Uncle No and his wife didn't want trouble and intended to throw the dress away to avoid getting involved in this muddy water. But thinking it over, Anne was, after all, a tiny child who died so tragically, they ultimately couldn't be heartless and decided to bring the dress to the police. Aunt Vi seriously told the police that afternoon when she went looking for her son on the street, the boy looked very unusual, like he was looking for something. Aunt Vi affirmed there was a huge possibility her son was the killer. She also expressed that if the police needed no try it to identify the killer later, they would definitely cooperate. However, the cruel reality was completely contrary to their speculation. According to the police's evidence collection progress, on the lock of my house, there were at least 3 to 6 sets of fingerprints, but those fingerprints overlapped, making them very difficult to separate. There was a fingerprint on the edge of the lock that was quite clear, but comparison with my fingerprints or no try-its didn't match. However, on Anne's wrist, there were bite marks perfectly matching no try-its teeth marks. Moreover, the edge of the wound on Anne's wrist was red, swollen, and retracted, showing signs of dragging. This proved that when no try-it bit Anne, she was still alive. Additionally, on the 21st, no try-it wore rubber-soled shoes, and embedded in the sole was a small piece of wire about 3 centimeters long. According to forensic analysis, that 3 centimeters wire was the same wire used to tie Anne. The police interrogated No Try-It, but no matter how they asked, No Try-It remained silent as a clam, not saying a word. Reluctantly, the police had to continue persuading Aunt Ma. Finally, she agreed to let the forensics perform an autopsy on Anne. Before long, the forensic report arrived. The real cause of Anne's death was excessive stimulation and fright, leading to the adrenal glands secreting a large amount of adrenaline, causing cardiac arrhythmia and death. The autopsy results almost matched the initial forensic assessment. To put it bluntly, she was scared to death. So, did No Try-It scare Anne to death? On August 27th, my class started the new semester earlier than expected. On the very first day, I asked the homeroom teacher for leave. Because today the police would take No Try-It back to the crime scene for an investigative reenactment. At 10 a.m., the 6th floor of the complex was packed with onlookers. Today was a holiday, so many workers curiously came to watch the commotion. Some even took leave from work to come. From a distance, I saw Aunt Ma. After being discharged, she stayed temporarily at her brother's house, still looking unrecovered, thin and haggard, eyes bloodshot, looking even older than the last time I saw her. Aunt Ma's sister-in-law and my father supported her, whispering comforting words. 2 police cars slowly drove up, loudspeakers asking the crowd to disperse. As the cars stopped, Captain Van was the first to step down. He looked around the crowd and spoke loudly. This is a scene identification reenactment. No Try-It is a witness, but it seemed no one paid him any mind. Before long, Uncle No and his wife led their son down from the second car. The 2 of them bowed their heads low, protecting their son close to their bodies. and No Try It was the biggest suspect. He was 17 this year, wearing a white t-shirt, short stature, eyes slightly wide apart, gaze dull as if his soul had long left his body, leaving only a shell to torment his parents. Seeing No Try It, Aunt Ma immediately burst into tragic tears. She wanted to rush forward, but was held back by my father, hugged tight in his arms. Captain Van frowned, walked up to No Try It, and asked gently,
Little Try It, tell Uncle who it is?
No Try It obviously understood nothing. He stepped back 2 paces. His mother, Aunt Vi, pulled a tissue from her pocket to wipe the drool from the corner of her son's mouth, whispering, "The boy can't even recognize his parents. How can he recognize outsiders?" My father snorted coldly.
That day Annan was locked in the house. She couldn't possibly call someone from inside to lure this brat over and then lock the door.
Aunt Vi replied irritably, "Brother Truck, we are all people in the factory. No need to say such harsh words. The case hasn't been clarified yet." My father spat on the ground.
He's a beast, so what if I curse him?
Captain Van glared at my father and then took Uncle No and his wife to the front of my house. At this time, my door was still locked. Captain Van took out a key and gave it to No Try It, asking softly,
Little Try It, tell Uncle, do you know how to lock a door?
No Try It didn't look at Captain Van, staring blankly at my door, suddenly laughing foolishly.
Brother.
Captain Van's eyebrows knitted tightly. A young policeman leaned in and whispered,
Sir, earlier Uncle Truck said could it be that the victim called from inside the house to lure No Try It to the door, then handed the key to him from inside to lock it? Should we try acting out that scenario?
Captain Van's face darkened, and before he could answer, No Try It's father shouted,
Impossible.
Lame Uncle No leaned on his cane and stepped forward. Usually a gentle and timid man, now he was so angry his neck was flushed, screaming,
Are you people intentionally leading my son to confess? I will report to your superiors. You are ridiculously absurd.
Captain Van hurriedly reassured him, scolding the young policeman from earlier.
Get lost. Write a 10,000-word self-critique for me.
Uncle No shielded his son, asking,
Can we go now? What's the rush?
Captain Van frowned, taking a photo out of his pocket.
Even from a distance, I just needed a glance to recognize it was an Anne's photo. Taken on Children's Day this year. She was wearing the exact white dress she died in.
Captain Van held the photo in front of No Try It.
Little Try It, do you recognize the girl in the photo?
No Try It remained as dull as before, leaning his head on his father's chest, sucking his index finger. Captain Van asked again,
Little Try It, do you know where the girl in the photo lives?
Uncle No was angry mixed with a bit of pleading.
Said it countless times, he's really silly. He doesn't understand anything.
Captain Van persisted in putting the photo close to No Try It's face.
Little Try It, look closely one more time.
In that moment, No Try It's dull face suddenly changed slightly. His eyes were glued to the photo, suddenly snatching it like a dog smelling food, touching and smelling it ravenously. Suddenly No Try It pushed Captain Van away, screamed, and rushed toward the 7th floor. Seeing this, Captain Van hurriedly signaled the police to maintain order, preventing the crowd from pushing. Then Captain Van and 2 detectives quickly chased after No Try It. I also followed closely behind my father, stepping onto the stairs leading to the 7th floor. The sky was gloomy as if building up a thunderstorm. The 7th floor was as messy as usual, with trees and weeds growing wild. The makeshift toilet 20 m away reeked, intensifying the stench in the stifling summer heat, making everyone extremely tense. No one could stop them. Even though Captain Van had requested order, many people broke through the cordon to follow. At this moment, No Try It was clutching the photo, standing right in front of the abandoned house. The soulless child seemed to be drawn by something inside the house, pushing the rotten wooden door to step inside. We quietly followed closely behind, holding our breath standing outside the door. No Try It seemed confused, like a headless fly stumbling around the room. His gaze finally stopped on the chair placed in the middle of the room. That chair was brand new, bought by the police to reconstruct the scene of Anand's death. No Try It flailed his arms, screaming loudly, looking agitated. Captain Van, who had been silent, walked up to No Triet, patted the chair, and asked,
Little Triet, do you remember the girl in the photo sat here?
No Triet completely didn't understand what Captain Van was saying, only continuing to scream wildly. Suddenly, he ripped off the white t-shirt he was wearing and draped it over the back of the chair. No Triet's mother screamed in panic. Little Triet, what are you doing? Captain Van turned his head and glared, signaling Uncle No and his wife to be quiet.
Everyone, don't say anything.
He observed the crowd around, asking softly,
Little Triet, do you know who told the girl in the photo to sit on this chair? Point to Uncle.
No Triet didn't react to Captain Van, just stared at the photo. About 5 minutes later, No Triet removed a red ribbon used for praying for peace from his pants. In front of everyone, he used the red ribbon to tie the t-shirt tightly to the chair, then stuffed Anne's photo inside. Even though no one said anything, everyone understood what this meant. No Triet seemed to be reenacting tying up, and No Triet was seen spreading his arms to hug the t-shirt tightly, rubbing his head against the photo. Originally, his face was silly, now added a grotesque look of satisfaction, making people feel even more disgusted and contemptuous. At this moment, the crowd began to stir.
Truly a rapist. Don't think he's silly and knows nothing. He pretends to be stupid to commit crimes and evade legal responsibility.
Seeing the crowd getting more tumultuous, voices getting more chaotic, Captain Van's face turned red as he tried to lower his hands to signal everyone to keep quiet.
Don't talk nonsense. Anne was not sexually assaulted. Little Triet is obviously recalling something, reenacting the scene before Anne met with the accident. Don't guess wildly, don't scare him, and especially don't provoke Aunt Ma.
Unfortunately, his voice was drowned out by the noise. A bleak, desperate cry rang out, obviously small but powerful enough to gradually drown out the tumult. Aunt Ma had long cried dry tears. Now she rushed forward to strangle No Triet. You beast! Pay with your life for my daughter. No Triet's father and Uncle Ma rushed to stop her, but 3 men couldn't pull Aunt Ma away. Someone in the crowd screamed, "Beat the rapist to death." The already chaotic crowd now completely lost control. Aunt Ma, due to excessive pain and anger, fainted once again and was rushed to the hospital. Finally, Captain Van was forced to deploy more police, simultaneously contacting the refinery leadership to mobilize young, strong workers from the workshops to restore order at the scene. But this time, no matter how Captain Van asked, No Triet showed no further emotional reaction, just huddled in his parents' arms, dull as before. Reluctantly, Captain Van had to order a withdrawal. Before leaving, he instructed my father.
You must take good care of Anne's mother. Comfort her more.
My father nodded in assurance.
I've taken leave recently. I will stay home to focus on taking care of her.
Having said that, my father took a cigarette from his pocket and offered it to Captain Van, asking in a low voice.
You see, the killer who murdered Anne is definitely No Triet, right?
Captain Van didn't take the cigarette, replying seriously.
Cases require evidence. Currently, we can only confirm No Triet was present at the scene.
Just then, Captain Van was attracted by 2 little girls standing nearby. I followed his gaze. They were 2 friends living on my floor, Thuong Dong Din and Kien Tu Hon, one in 4th grade, one in 5th grade. Normally, they were the sisters closest to Anne. The 2 girls whispered something to each other, seeming to want to speak out but daring not to. Finally, Kien Tu Hon pulled Thuong Dong Din forward, greeting the police very politely. Hello, Uncle Truck, and Brother Dian Vi. I knew the 2 girls, just nodded slightly. Captain Van asked gently.
Do you girls have something to say?
Kien Tu Hon stood on tiptoe looking toward the abandoned house. I heard people say Brother No Triet in room number 4 killed Sister Anne. Captain Van clasped his hands behind his back and said,
Those words are rumors. You should study hard.
The 2 girls stepped back 2 paces in fear. Kien Tu Hon pushed Thuong Dong Din's arm. You say it. Thuong Dong Din bit her lip, bowed her head, and said nothing. Kien Tu Hon stomped her foot. You say it. Tell the truth to the police, Uncle. Thuong Dong Din's face reddened slightly, as if summoning all her courage. I and Anne were best friends. We promised each other when Anan went to my grade, I would protect her. Finishing speaking, Thuong Dong Din's eyes reddened, wiping tears with the back of her hand. I didn't expect her to be harmed like that. Actually, we know a little about Brother No Try It, wanted to tell the police uncle. Captain Van's eyes lit up, taking the two girls aside.
All right, just tell the truth.
Thuong Dong Din hesitated, her voice as small as a mosquito's buzz. Bro. Brother No Try It once secretly lifted her dress. Kien Tu Hon continued angrily. My mom warned me long ago. That fool isn't a good person, told me to stay away from him. Once when going to the toilet, he even hid outside to peek. Captain Van took out his notebook then put it away, asking further.
Anything else? For example, on the 21st, did you two look for an end to play? Did you see strangers appearing in front of her house?
The two girls shook their heads in unison. No. That day we had summer extra classes in class. Seeing this lead temporarily end here, Captain Van told the two girls to go back, instructing carefully.
Remember not to talk nonsense outside that No Try It is the killer. If he really isn't, it will seriously damage his honor and life.
That afternoon, thick dark clouds finally grew heavy and drizzling rain fell. I still stood in front of that abandoned house staring inside. Today was the 7th day after An's death. It is said the soul of the deceased will return home to eat the last meal prepared by the family. I don't know if she found the way home. Just then, an umbrella appeared over my head. I leaned over to look. It turned out to be An's friend, Thuong Dong Din. This girl had been very beautiful since childhood, with slender limbs unlike other children who liked playing in the mud. Her parents valued upbringing very much, having her learn dance from a young age. Before, I heard people in the area say a director casting child actors for a TV series had chosen her. It seemed she would have a bright future. Brother Dian Vi. Thuong Dong Din stood on tiptoe holding the umbrella, asking softly, Why are you standing in the rain like this? I lowered my eyes to look at her.
What about you? People died here. Aren't you afraid?
Thuong Dong Din softly replied, Yes. She raised the basket in her hand. I asked my mom to buy some chrysanthemums and some snacks Sister Anan liked, intending to bring them here to place down. I rubbed the bridge of my stinging nose.
Thank you.
Thuong Dong Din cried. Brother Dian Vi, you have to be strong too. Don't be too sad. I choked out, Thank you. Really. The air was filled with sorrow, the sound of rain falling pitter-patter. I turned to leave. Thuong Dong Din gently called me back. Brother Dian Vi, you study very well. You are always my idol. You must try hard. Get into a key high school. I turned my head to smile at her.
You too. Even a blade of grass growing in the shade must try to reach for the sun. I hope we will both have bright futures later.
Not long after, when the police took No Try It to the scene, they released him. Aunt Ma couldn't accept this result. That day, so many eyes clearly saw No Try It holding An's photo, behaving extremely, and accurately finding that abandoned house, simulating the binding and molesting of An. There was such evidence. Aunt Ma went to the police station countless times to complain, demanding the arrest of No Try It and his parents for harboring a criminal. She even contacted journalists to report, trying to expand influence, pressuring the police. But the police still didn't follow her wishes, explaining that No Try It's binding behavior was just a reenactment of memories in his head. Moreover, there was currently no testimony from No Try It, and the most key evidence was still missing, the fourth key lost by the Truck family. It could only be said No Try It was the biggest suspect, but not enough to conclude he committed the crime. Aunt Ma completely collapsed, scolding the police and thinking they were hidden by the No family, covering up for the criminal. If the police and the law couldn't represent justice, she would demand justice for her daughter herself. Aunt Ma went to the No family's house time and again, forcing a confession, forcing No Try It to admit he killed An. Initially, the No couple bowed their heads apologizing, begging for mercy. Later, Aunt Ma started beating No Try It. No Try It's mother, protecting her son, pushed Aunt Ma down. The two women fought fiercely in the yard. No one dared intervene, fearing a murder would occur. Finally, No Try It's mother quit her job to take her son into hiding. Her husband and daughter met a tragic fate. Unknown from where, Rumors sprung up that the killer was no Triet, and furthermore, his father was involved. People said Uncle No looked honest on the outside, but was full of schemes inside. Working during the day, opening a small grocery store at night to watch around to choose prey, targeting pretty children to attack. Rumor had it that that day Uncle No tricked the key from an inn, opened the Truck family's door, took it into the abandoned house on the 7th floor to abuse her. And his son, No Triet, stood watching the whole process, so he picked up an Anne's dress, simulating the binding scene. Even the No family's daughter, No Dan, was implicated. She was just in junior high, studying at the same school as me. Just as school started, the story of her father and brother being killers spread throughout the school. She was isolated by friends, and mischievous kids even gave her the nickname Sister of the Rapist. Some kids intentionally put frogs in her bag or pulled her chair out during class so she fell flat. In my impression, No Dan used to be a lively and bright girl, but from then on I never saw her smile again. As for Aunt Ma, already suffering from the loss of her child, she completely broke down. After school in the afternoon, I bought some buns at the sports school gate, hurriedly running home. The house was messy and cluttered. I didn't have time to clean up, hurriedly lighting the fire to cook rice. I stir-fried a plate of shredded potatoes and brought the rice to Aunt Ma's room. Aunt Ma was lying on the bed, hugging a rag doll tightly, in front of her a pile of clothes and an used-to-wear thrown about. Her eyes were swollen, deep hollows still crying dry tears.
Auntie, let's eat.
I placed the rice bowl on the bedside table, lowering my eyes. This morning before leaving, I had poured water for her, yet she hadn't touched it.
Auntie, you must try to hold on.
I tried to hold back tears, half kneeling by the bed looking up at her and said,
In the future, I will be filial to you in an aunt's place.
Aunt Ma's numb face finally had an expression. Her eyes looked at me with disdain and then turned away. Where is your father? My heart skipped a beat. When I came home from school, I saw my father going out to wash his hair. The female owner of that shop dyed her hair bright red, rumored to also offer shady services. Who knows what he was up to with her? I was afraid of hurting Aunt Ma, dared not tell the truth, just replied.
I don't know either. Dad is probably at work.
Aunt Ma snorted coldly, saying nothing more. I sighed. As long as it involved money or life and death, unfinished marital affection would be exposed completely. At first, when the case just happened, my father played the role of a devoted husband and stepfather, running around taking care of his wife and children, winning much praise. But now he was tired of his wife with disheveled hair, tired of the crying and troubles, escaping whenever he found a chance. Seeing Aunt Ma refusing to eat, I had to clean up the dishes, hurriedly ate a few bites, and returned to school for training. Coming home at night, the room was full of the smell of alcohol. My father was drunk again, sleeping like the dead on the sofa, snores echoing through the house. I covered him with a jacket, turning to look at the master bedroom. The door was still shut tight. I sighed, hoping Aunt Ma would try to be strong and not do anything foolish. After washing my face, I did homework for a while and turned off the light to sleep. Just having dozed off for not long, in my grogginess, I suddenly felt a chill down my spine. Slightly opening my eyes in the dark, I saw a woman with disheveled hair sitting on the edge of the bed, cold eyes locked on me. My whole body got goosebumps. Terrified, I gasped.
Auntie, Aunt Ma.
Aunt Ma reached out to turn on the desk lamp, staring at me with icy eyes, suddenly asked, You sleep without taking off your clothes? My heart pounded. I swallowed and stammered.
Dad is drunk. I was afraid he might vomit or something happen while sleeping, so I didn't dare take off my clothes to easily take care of him.
Aunt Ma raised her hand to gently touch my neck. Dian Vi, where did you go that day?
I don't remember anymore. Auntie.
I bowed my head, apologizing.
I've said these words hundreds of times. If it weren't for me, Anan wouldn't have been harmed.
Just now didn't you say you would be filial to me in Anan's place? Aunt Ma laughed coldly, suddenly rushed to pin me down on the bed, strangling me tightly. You hypocrite. I struggled, kicking over the bedside table, trying to call for help. Aunt Ma ground her teeth. If not you, then who? If not you, then it's no try it for sure. Just then my father kicked the door open, grabbed Aunt Ma's collar and forcefully pulled her up.
Damn it, what are you doing?
My father had just sobered up, eyes still red. He threw Aunt Ma behind the door, still angry, raising his fist to punch a few more times, mouth cursing incessantly.
Damn it, your child is dead and you still want to harm others?
Aunt Ma curled up like a boiled shrimp, hugging her head, crying piteously, then suddenly rushed to bite my father's leg hard. Your son killed my daughter. I must kill you. My father kicked her away, bending down to rub his leg, spitting out a sentence.
Look closely. No try it killed your daughter. Yet you don't even dare to fart. A coward like you. How do you deserve to be an Anne's mother?
Aunt Ma was stunned like a person who lost her soul, muttering, no try it, he killed an. Aunt Ma supported herself on the door to stand up, staggering away. My father glanced at her, hands on hips, turning to ask me.
Not dead, are you?
I hugged my neck, shaking my head, choking out.
She is in a very bad mood. Dad, don't provoke her anymore.
My father pulled out a cigarette to light.
Nothing serious. Looking like this, you will go crazy tonight. Diane Vi, pack your things, go sleep at a classmate's house tonight.
I hurriedly got out of bed to put on shoes. Before leaving the house, I stopped in front of Aunt Ma's room intending to knock, but ultimately didn't dare. Well, time is the best medicine to heal all wounds. That night I slept at a classmate's house. The next day in class, I was a bit distracted, my mind full of images of Aunt Ma's face. Being provoked by my father like that, she must have been deeply hurt. I sighed, intending to buy some cakes to bring back to her after school at noon. Suddenly, the homeroom teacher knocked on the classroom door, saying to the literature teacher lecturing, "Sorry, Miss Truong, let me find truck Diane Vi for a moment." I vaguely felt something bad. Sure enough, the homeroom teacher told me, "Diane Vi, something happened at your house, something big happened." Later, hearing my father and neighbors recount, I pieced together the whole event. August 23, 2001, exactly on the autumn equinox, more than a month since Enan passed away. That morning was originally very ordinary, adults going to work, students going to school. Uncle No was preparing breakfast in the kitchen, urging his daughter No Dan to get up quickly, otherwise, she would be late again. Dan was bullied at school, now extremely afraid of going to school, just huddled in the blanket refusing to get up. Aunt V, Uncle No's wife, worked the morning shift that day. She also had to take her son No Try It to work, definitely would be gossiped about by colleagues. But she didn't care anymore. The eyes of Ma Tu Kim in room 15 were always full of hatred, staring straight at little Try It. She had to protect her son at all costs. Who expected just after combing her hair, she discovered her son opened the door and ran out by himself. Aunt V hurriedly put down the comb, put on slippers, and rushed out to chase. Unexpectedly, right at that moment, Ma Tu Kim rushed out from who knows which corner, holding a kitchen knife, pouncing on little Try It who was peeing by the roadside. Aunt V screamed in panic, without thinking grabbed a brick and threw it straight at the back of Ma Tu Kim's head. The brick hit right on the nape, causing Ma Tu Kim to fall to the ground. Aunt V hurriedly ran over, frantically signaling her son to run away quickly, then decisively rushed to snatch the knife from Ma Tu Kim's hand. The two women struggled fiercely. No Try It was scared to the point of wetting his pants, flailing his hands, crying, "Mom, Mom." Hatred piled up. Ma Tu Kim gripped the knife, swinging it to slash straight at Aunt V's carotid artery. Blood sprayed like crimson rain. Ma Tu Kim was blinded by hatred, intending to rush to kill No Try It too, but was grabbed tight by the ankle by Aunt V. Later, neighbors on the 6th floor heard the noise and rushed to hold Ma Tu Kim down, quickly called the police, and called ambulance 120. Ma Tu Kim sat on the ground, didn't run away, covered her face crying, and in, "Mom is sorry, Mom wasn't in time to avenge you." Very quickly she was taken away by the police. As for Aunt V, due to excessive blood loss, rescue was not in time, so she passed away. Persistent drizzle for several days couldn't wash away the bloodstains on the ground. Aunt V's funeral was held very simply. Apart from a few family members and factory leaders, no one attended. No Dan lost her mother at a young age, kneeling in the mourning tent crying piteously. As for No Try It, He kept his foolish, filthy appearance, making everyone hate him. He neither cried nor laughed, just squatted on the ground playing with ants. Unexpectedly, on the day of encoffinment, the boy suddenly jumped up, hugging the coffin tightly, not letting anyone touch it, mouth ceaselessly calling, "Mom, Mom." That scene made everyone endlessly bitter. Everyone pitied Aunt V's unfortunate fate, but still indignantly spat on the ground. "Humph, who told her to give birth to a son who killed an? This is retribution. See, heaven spares no one." The crowd praised Aunt Ma even more, the desperate but great mother. From investigation to prosecution to trial, time dragged on forever. The No family wanted compensation, but the Ma family only demanded the death penalty. On the Ma family side, my uncle spent all his fortune hiring a famous criminal lawyer, arguing that Aunt Ma was mentally disturbed due to losing her child. Moreover, she had a fierce argument with her husband the night before and was highly agitated. Aunt Ma only wanted to scare No Triad a bit, but Aunt V misunderstood. She wanted to kill her son, so attacked Aunt Ma with a brick first. The two struggled. Aunt Ma slashed Aunt V's neck. At the end of May 2002, right before the high school entrance exam, the court announced the verdict. This was a criminal case attached to a civil suit. The court sentenced Aunt Ma to life imprisonment, simultaneously forcing compensation to the victim's family for funeral, medical expenses, and loss of income. My uncle was already heavily in debt from hiring a lawyer for his sister, now even less able to afford compensation. He planned to split the compensation, half for my father to handle. After all, my father and Aunt Ma were once husband and wife. He couldn't evade responsibility. But my father didn't want to. Years of treating Anne's illness had cost him a lot of money. But just as my uncle said, this part of the money my father should be responsible for by law no matter what. My father tossed and turned all night, finally coming up with a way: fight evil with evil. First, he went to the factory to cause trouble, saying the factory security was not strict, letting his stepdaughter be raped and murdered. Immediately after, he used the excuse that Aunt V was an official worker of the refinery. Now that she died, Uncle No longer had the right to stay in the factory's collective housing. My father gathered friends, hung banners demanding the factory kick Uncle No and his children out of the complex, and threatened to sue Uncle No in court, demanding compensation for Anne's life. Uncle No cried piteously. Wife dead was enough. Now the whole family was being kicked out to the street. Later, the factory stepped in to mediate. The collective apartment originally belonged to the factory management. Considering the difficult circumstances of both families, the factory decided to let Uncle No's family continue staying in the old apartment, considering it deducted from the civil compensation of the Truck family. Time flew. 2 years passed. In 2004, I was in 11th grade. My father chose a clear, sunny day, personally went to the prison to visit Aunt Ma. He said he truly loved Aunt Ma, but now he was young, wanted to find another woman, so he suggested divorce. Aunt Ma agreed. She was very grateful to my father for taking care of mother and daughter over the past few years. Divorced, she didn't complain, even blessed my father to find a better wife. Not long after filing for divorce, my father registered marriage with that hair salon owner. Perhaps fearing public gossip, they didn't hold a wedding immediately. But my father swore to his young wife he would definitely hold a grand wedding. After all, wedding money was not a small income. Here, the story surrounding Anne's death could be considered closed. Finally, the No family was broken, Aunt Ma went to jail, and my father remarried for the 3rd time. Joy then sorrow. Life is truly unpredictable. I used to hate that hair salon owner very much. She was only over 20, young and charming, always smelling of cheap perfume, eyes always glinting flirtatiously. Even though married, she still liked to flirt with other men. The second day after moving into my house, she threw all of Aunt Ma's and Anne's belongings out. Almost every night, she dragged my father to bed to do that business. I was forced to listen to her excited moans and the creaking bed. She never cooked. Every time she changed dirty clothes, she snapped her fingers at me saying, "Hey, wash them clean." I started missing Aunt Ma. She was so gentle, cooked very well too. Growing up a bit more, I even tried writing letters to her. asking if she was okay in prison, if she needed anything for me to send in. Unexpectedly, those letters were like stones thrown into the sea. Aunt Ma refused to forgive me, never replied once. The matter of me writing letters was discovered by the hair salon owner. She added fuel to the fire with my father, whispering in his ear all day. July 2004, I just finished 11th grade. On the very first day of summer vacation, Dad called me to talk. My father was in the honeymoon period, looking radiant. He sat on the sofa crossing his legs.
Diane Vi, you wrote letters to Mathieu Cam, didn't you?
I glanced at the hair salon owner sitting far away painting her nails, bowed my head mumbling.
Yes, I. Stop talking.
Dad raised his hand interrupting, lit a cigarette taking a drag.
You have to understand yourself. If you write letters to anyone, keep it in your heart. Your stepmother is pregnant now, already sleeping lightly. You keep coming home after studying at night, washing noisily, disturbing her.
Dad rubbed my arm, continuing.
Diane Vi, you also hope Dad will have a healthy, lovely daughter later, right?
I understood his meaning, clenching my fist, asking.
You want to kick me out? We are biological father and son. How can Dad kick you out? But your mother, she wants you to go live with her. A few days ago, Dad contacted her. You move over to live with Mom.
I clenched my fist tight.
What about Uncle True? Does he agree?
Uncle True was my mother's current husband. My father glared.
What right does he have to disagree? Your mother raised you for so many years, isn't worth spending a little money?
I turned my head away, not bothering to look at him anymore, asking.
So when do I go?
Dad snubbed out the cigarette in the ashtray.
Tomorrow morning, Dad takes you.
Having said that, he happily stood up holding the hair salon owner's hand.
Let's go eat barbecue. Diane Vi, are you coming? Not going.
I replied coldly.
I still have to pack. You two go.
My belongings weren't much. Less than half an hour packed. Before leaving, I went up to the 7th floor one more time, brought some fruits and incense candles to that abandoned house to visit in. The walls inside the house were covered with ugly scrawls. Workers in the factory had repeatedly reported that place was too unlucky, strongly demanding demolition.
Anin, brother comes to visit you one last time.
I wiped my tears, sadly standing up to leave. Just turned around, saw the stray dog rushing over, barking a few times, wagging its tail, running towards me. I took 2 sausages from my pocket, broke them into pieces, throwing them to it.
Little yellow, eat well.
I bent down, gently stroking its head.
Brother leaves, then won't feed you anymore. Remember to take care of your health.
The dog seemed to understand, rubbed against my leg, whimpering softly. At that moment, I glimpsed a familiar figure passing by, looking like Uncle No. I hurriedly chased after but saw no one. Just like it was an illusion. Uncle No? His grocery store had closed long ago. Back then, everyone in the complex said he was the killer who raped and murdered, and in adding to that his wife just died, no one wanted to buy goods anymore. Heard he suffered too big a shock, mentality had problems. The factory director, out of pity, arranged for him to guard the scrap warehouse, also convenient for him to cook for his foolish child at home. So pitiful. The next noon, I moved to my mother's house in the West City area. Dad threw a 100 yuan bill on the sofa for me, then sped off on his newly bought motorbike, zoomed away. Mom had long lived with Uncle True in this house. Their house wasn't very big, just a level 4 house, extended outside with a small kitchen. Inside, cleaned very neatly and cozy. On the wall hung a photo of the 3 of them, filled with happy atmosphere. Mom looked me up and down, searching forever to think of opening words, finally patted my head, smiling, said, "Oh my, Vi, now taller than Mom already. Long time no see." I clearly felt the distance in Mom's eyes. But after all, flesh and blood, mother and son, so the moment seeing Mom, my nose stung, tears kept wanting to flow out, just wanted to pour out all humiliation these years for Mom to hear.
Mom, next few days I surely trouble you.
I crumbled the corner of my shirt, mumbling, "Is it troublesome?" Mom pinched my cheek, speaking gently. "What trouble? Just rest assured staying here. Just a bit unfair to you, have to sleep on the bunk bed in the small kitchen. Mom's house isn't well off either, not even equal to your dad's house."
It's okay, Mom.
I hurriedly shook my head like a rattle drum.
I don't feel unfair at all.
Suddenly, a little girl rushed in from the yard, tiny eyes and nose, hair braided in 2 pigtails, body covered in mud. It was my half-sister, True Tien, only 5 years old this year. In a flash, I remembered Enan again. Although True Tien had no blood relation with me, I never hated the girl. And honestly speaking, compared to Enan, the girl was no less cute. Mom, who is he? True Tien hugged Mom tight, chin resting on Mom's leg, asking sweetly. It's your brother, his name is Diên Vi. Mom squatted down using a handkerchief to wipe mud off the girl. True Tien pouted, asking further. If he's my brother, why is my surname True and his surname Truck? Mom was a bit embarrassed, patted the girl's bottom lightly. Go find Dad. Today Dad cooks salt-roasted shrimp for you. True Tien cheered, then ran straight into the kitchen, clinging to Dad, demanding to be carried. Uncle True coaxed his daughter, bent down carrying the girl on his back, other hand skillfully stir-frying food. True Tien lay on his back, small fists gently pounding Dad's shoulders. Seeing that scene, my lips curled up involuntarily, but bitterness rose in my heart. I wanted to ask Mom, when small, did my dad ever carry me like this? Thinking back, asking was redundant. A person like him, how could he? I leaned on the door frame, observing Uncle True. He was chubby, a chef in a restaurant, appearance not equal to my father back then, but exuded a reliable, simple feeling. Uncle True was really enthusiastic during the meal, constantly picking food for me, telling me to eat naturally, don't be formal. Honestly speaking, for a moment I even imagined if only he were my biological father, how good it would be. That evening Mom prepared bedding for me early, even carefully spread a cooling mat. I looked around the cramped small kitchen, door leaking wind. Summer was okay, but winter would definitely be uncomfortable. Moreover, 12th grade homework piling up. Probably doing homework would be quite hard. But whatever, just being with Mom, those things weren't worth anything. After all, sisters sharing same blood. True Tien quickly became close to me. At night kept clinging to me, begging me to play with her. I played with the girl for a while, then taught her the English alphabet. True Tien was very smart, just learning a bit, could recite immediately. Knowing how to read wasn't enough, had to know how to write too. I found pen and paper, holding the girl's hand, holding the pen, teaching her to write.
This letter is A, this is B, then C.
True Tien obediently read after me in a childish voice. Suddenly I heard Mom and Uncle True whispering from the room. I was born with sharp ears, so heard clearly. Uncle True lowered his voice.
How long does this truck Diên Vi intend to stay in our house? Don't tell me he plans to stay forever?
Probably only a few years. Wait for him to finish 12th grade, then move out.
I heard because Diên Vi went dating, locked his sister in the house, leading to the girl being harmed. This kid isn't reliable. We can't let him watch over Chow Chow.
Don't mention those things anymore. Surely he feels guilty in his heart too. Later, don't talk about these things in front of him. The boy already suffered much since childhood. Hearing this, I felt a bit sad in my heart. Uncle True didn't like me. He didn't want me living in their house. Brother, why is your face frowning? True Tien looked up at me. I smiled, continuing to teach the girl to write.
Chow Chow, do you like brother?
Like. I rubbed the girl's head, speaking gently.
Brother likes you too. Later brother will protect you. Compensate everything brother owed and all given to you.
I didn't want to be discarded by relatives again, so after coming to live at Mom's house, I tried hard to perform, doing housework, washing clothes, teaching Chow Chow the alphabet. Mom praised me sensible, grown up. She said past years made me suffer, definitely would compensate me well. Uncle True appeared quite kind, but I understood that was just superficial politeness. I once saw him secretly stuffing savings book and cash into the inner pocket of pants always carried with him. I pretended not to see, because things like that, if paying too much attention, the one hurt is only oneself. Near end of summer vacation, Uncle True opened a small restaurant, intending to work with my mother as a couple's restaurant. Every day I came to help clean up, follow Uncle to the flea market, buying tables and chairs, transporting back by tricycle. Uncle True kept praising me, working hard, even rewarded me 20 yuan. Not long restaurant opened too. Uncle True's skill quite good, every day customers crowded. Uncle and Mom busy till dark, basically no time to look after Chow Chow. Just happened I still had a few days before school started again. they entrusted Chow Chow to me to watch. Uncle True also instructed carefully when I called the girl she must answer. I decided to let the girl solve personal business in 3 minutes, so shouted down calling.
Chow Chow, are you still there?
Still here, brother. Waiting 30 seconds, I called again.
Chow Chow, you still there, right?
Yes, yes. You're so annoying. I shook my head smiling. 1 minute later, called again.
Chow Chow.
No response. My heart skipped a beat. I called several times consecutively, but no one answered. Daring not think much, I hurriedly pulled up pants, rushing out. Outside the toilet, no one left. Chow Chow nowhere to be seen. Familiar fear struck again. I immediately shouted, calling the girl's name, making people around turn to look. This was the Children's Palace on holiday, specially crowded. I searched everywhere, asking passers-by if anyone saw my sister. No one. Chow Chow just disappeared from my sight like evaporating. Where did the girl go? I tried forcing myself to breathe deep, stay calm, then hurriedly ran to the roadside newsstand, borrowing the owner's phone to call police. 3 years ago, I was too complacent, going home without checking in, not reconfirming, thinking surely she was taken by Dad or Aunt Ma, causing me to miss the best time to save and also miss opportunity to expose the killer. This time I definitely must not make mistake again. I hurriedly called my family's small restaurant. Person answering was Mom. What is it, Dian Vi? Mom is busy, customers crowded. Speak briefly.
Mom, Chow Chow is missing.
Before I could speak, tears gushed out, choking. Other end immediately rang a scream. Mom, obviously panicked, hurriedly calling Uncle True to listen. Uncle True still kept calm, telling me not to cry, hurriedly asked specific situation. Hearing me say reported police, Uncle instructed me to immediately contact person in charge of Children's Palace, asking them mobilize staff to search for Chow Chow, while Uncle and Mom would arrive quickly. Hanging up, I immediately did as Uncle True said. Not long after, police arrived too. Hearing me present clear situation, police frown said.
Children's Palace not far from bus station. Human traffic very large. Frequently occur cases of small children getting lost or kidnapped.
Kidnapped? If Chow Chow really kidnapped, Mom surely hate me to death. Whole life no one will forgive me. No, definitely must find Chow Chow. Just as I was frantic, Uncle True called Children's Palace, saying Chow Chow returned home, no need to search. Hearing that news, everyone breathed sigh of relief. Before withdrawing, police specially reminded me next time definitely pay attention, absolutely not let children leave line of sight. I obediently nodded, promising, but in heart secretly wondered. How could Chow Chow return home? From Children's Palace home at least take 20 minutes walk, but the girl disappeared right in front of toilet just in blink of eye. Carrying that doubt, I hurriedly returned home. Just opening door, I saw a familiar person, whole body goosebumps. Room slightly stuffy. Chow Chow lay on bamboo mat sleeping soundly. Mom sat on edge of bed holding palm leaf fan, fanning her cool. On tea table displayed a plate of cut watermelon and pack of cigarettes. Uncle True shirtless, hands on hips, looking very smug, face fat seeming to drip down. On sofa sat a middle-aged man looking miserable, exactly Uncle No. Long time no see. Uncle No aged a lot, hair half white, obviously declined a lot, pants even patched.
What's going on here?
I guess somewhat, looking at Mom.
Why did Chow Chow return home?
Uncle No coughed 2 times, said.
It was Uncle brought the girl back. Uncle saw Chow Chow standing out there. You kidnapped my sister?
I immediately got angry, choked, shouting.
No wonder lately keep feeling someone stalking. Turns out it's you. You intend to take revenge on me, right? Speak.
Uncle No laughed jokingly.
Dian Vi, why would Uncle revenge on you?
I clenched fist, personally ripping open wound, didn't want to mention.
You hate me that day locking in house, letting your silly son take opportunity harming in. You hate my stepmother killing your wife, so you stalk me, revenge me, right?
Uncle No's eyes flashed pain, long time saying nothing, just staring at me.
What about you, Dian Vi? Have you taken good care of your sister?
Anger in me flared violently. I stepped in front of Uncle True.
Uncle, let's report police. He kidnapped children.
Uncle True took piece of watermelon, head down, silently eating. I understood surely Uncle No badmouthed me to them.
Mom, say something?
Forget it, Dian Vi. Anyway, Chow Chow not missing. Why make big fuss like that?
Not make big fuss.
I was dizzy with anger.
Mom, no today, I almost died of worry. Police still filing case about to dig up whole children's palace. Now Mom says forget it. Today I definitely drag him to police station, let law judge clearly.
Mom sighed. Mr. No is good person, even attended Chow Chow's full month party. Surely he won't harm Chow Chow. I interrupted Mom.
What guarantee do you have? Today he dares take Chow Chow away. Who knows tomorrow he kills her. We must hand over to police handle, so everything absolutely safe.
Enough. Mom, somewhat angry. Need you pursue to end like that? That year your dad beat you half dead. Neighbors just stood watching, no one intervened. It was Mr. No kicked door rushing and saving you. Couple even took you to hospital. That kindness you forgot all?
But Mom, would you rather let your daughter fall into danger also refuse expose that bastard?
At this time Uncle No stood up.
Well, Uncle goes back.
Mom raised head forced smile. Brother No stay eat meal. Uncle No looked at me, then looked at Uncle True's unfriendly face, laughing, shaking head.
Well, I still have to go back cook for Dan.
Saying so he limped out. 2 years he became thin, back hunched a lot, looking just like a shrimp stripped of tendon, truly pitiful. I involuntarily thought, anyway Uncle No better than my dad. Oh Mom, you suffered so much, why need try hold on to that pitiful affection? I intended see Uncle No out conveniently chat few sentences, see if can resolve misunderstanding. Just reached door. Uncle No seemed feel something, suddenly stopped, turned head back, smiling gloomy smile.
Dian Vi, later we still meet again. See Uncle out.
I involuntarily shuddered, fear rising. That evening Uncle True and Mom argued in room again. In back and forth words I heard them blaming me not taking good care of Chow Chow. Even angry Uncle No voluntarily took their daughter away. I lay on back on small bed, looking at low ceiling, heart-tangled mess. Sentence before Uncle No left meant what? Later he still entangle with me? Door creaked, Mom walked out from inner room. You haven't slept? Mom's voice very gentle. She sat down on edge of bed, stuffed into my hand a nectarine. I felt warm leaning on Mom, biting piece of peach, low voice asked.
Uncle No, what happened, Mom? Don't blame him.
Mom sighed. Mr. No now spirit not good has reason. While ago his son No try it hit by car died.
What?
I was surprised dropping peach. Mom's eyes read. She said, after your Aunt V died, in house only left Mr. No supporting alone. He both worked, both took care of 2 children. That day didn't watch No try it, heard No try it, went finding Mom again, hit by car died. My heart suddenly darkened. No wonder Uncle No's mind seemed abnormal.
Mom, tomorrow I want take some things visit Uncle No, okay?
Mom nodded. You do so is fine, just do as you wish. Speaking Mom suddenly looked at me as if having something to say.
Mom, what's wrong?
I cautiously asked. Mom hesitated, then also spoke. Dian Vi, you still should return to your dad's house better. I felt like struck by lightning, hurriedly said.
Why, Mom? Mom wants kick me out again. Did I do something wrong, Mom? I know. Surely Mom angry me today losing sister. But sister taken by Uncle No related what to me?
Listen to Mom first. Mom's softened voice. Mom see Uncle True just opened restaurant busy. Few days you go school, then Chow Chow no one look after. Uncle True intends bring parents from countryside up, but our house crowded like this, how enough space? I felt heart cold. Mom knows. When Mom lies eyes often shifty. Mom, I don't want leave Mom. I lowered myself said.
If feel crowded, I can go out rent room. I will pay rent myself, or I ask Dad for money.
Mom laughed coldly. Your dad now clinging to that woman, where got money give you. Atmosphere suddenly cold as ice. I felt clearly Mom and Uncle True not telling truth. Just then inside room echoed Uncle True's cough. Mom pursed lips, dared not look at me, said softly. Then just aside, so Dian Vi. Tomorrow Mom takes you back to Dad's house. Saying Mom yawned, intending stand up leave. I grabbed her wrist, looking her full tears.
Mom, Uncle True forced Mom kick me out? I did what wrong, Mom tell me.
Son, you misunderstood.
Mom, so is what? Mom tell me.
Finally Mom helplessly sighed. Dian Vi, that year Mom lived with your dad suffered how much bitterness you saw. Now Mom hard meat man truly treat Mom well, Mom wants seize this opportunity. Mom and Uncle True married so many years, never argued, yet since you came we argued several times. Consider Mom, beg you. Go back to your dad's house. Later if miss Mom, then come visit Mom is fine. I released her hand, low voice said.
Yes, later I will come visit Mom again.
Mom bowed head, wiping tears, whispering, son, perhaps disappointed to extreme, affection also gradually cooled. I took deep breath, said.
Mom, although Mom and Dad divorced, but Mom still must fulfill responsibility of mother. Later Mom must give me living expenses every month until I 18.
Mom looked me like stranger, face full surprise, long time exclaimed. You also know demand money? You even greedier than your dad.
Greedy? So what about fact you two gave birth to me not raising counts as what? You two dignified biological parents, legal couple, yet didn't hesitate throwing me away like trash. Parents, you two make me feel myself no different from trash, but I don't want be trash. Like in E-Shoes, the story of Hey Bo wrote, if not have lots of love, then must have lots of money.
These words I said over and over to my dad countless times. I told him, you cannot raise me, but you must give me money so I continue studying, continue survive. If you don't give, I will report police, see you court. Now I still not adult, see then law will stand on whose side. Unexpectedly, my father beat me again. But this time I didn't endure anymore. I went injury assessment, then reported police. Finally he detained. Forgive? No way, I just need support money. Truly ironic. So many years, first time my parents willing sit down calmly discuss together. Because when divorced my father was party at fault, so he responsible paying my high school tuition. Mom paid dormitory fee. Living expenses every month, dad contribute 100, mom contribute 80. I demanded they pay immediately one time. They agreed immediately. They very busy, no time nor bother look my face anymore. No matter either. I understood clearly now, they still reluctantly give me bit money later, don't hope. I can only rely on myself. I studied harder than before, every day only ate 2 meals, saved remaining money to buy more workbooks. Life gradually went into track. Only one thing made me worried, that was I several times saw Uncle No hanging around near my school. That day after school I went by books at newsstand, saw him hiding behind electric pole, eyes glued to me staring unblinkingly. Not first time. Once I went by lunch also. I clearly heard him asking about me.
Do you know classmate named Truck Diane Vi? He studies first class our grade. You want find him? Let me lead you over C class.
I really started feel afraid because he too resembled Aunt Ma back then. Whether mental unstable or real ghost, both too alike. He middle-aged, lost wife, lost son, suffered too big shock. I really worried he would do something reckless. I immediately went police station, report case. Police went find him to verify situation. At that time he pretended normal, swore he not stalking me at all. I also many times saw him on way home. Perhaps due to coincidence we shared way home. Because he didn't do anything excessive, police only could advise me rest assured, tell him focus, take care daughter, no Dan, don't think wild anymore. Entrance exam approaching, I also no time bother those things anymore. End of review stage, I almost ate slept at school. Before exam I registered wish based on mock exam score, chose Jiaodong University X. On exam day no one pick up drop off, I ate unsanitary food, while doing exam stomach dull pain. Exam result lower than predicted, more than 10 points, but still passed first wish. School organized hanging red banner congratulating right outside gate, considered form propaganda achievement. My parents hearing news knew I passed university, ranked 3rd city. They intended treat feast celebrate me. I refused because whole summer vacation I busy working part-time earning money. Moreover, I didn't want endure seeing them using excuse congratulating to collect lucky money envelopes. They seeing me decisive so didn't force, only gave me red envelope, wished me bright future. September 2005, I 17 years old, officially became freshman of Jiaodong University, majoring mechanical engineering. University broadened my eyes and knowledge, a world before I never knew. I still worked part-time while studying. Because underage earning money very hard. Finishing first semester I unexpectedly met Uncle No in campus. I didn't see wrong. He stood outside library, pressing face against glass looking inside. University is miniature society. I immediately found security and academic advisor report. But things not made too loud. I tried avoid route might meet him. Time later also didn't see him anymore. Life gradually returned normal. Half year later I fell into state confusion and hesitation. Current major key major, but I really didn't like. Should I continue indoor study? After 2 days thinking I decided drop out, review exam one more time. Before officially doing dropout procedure, I just turned 18, returned hometown do procedure transfer household registration. My father initially didn't want to allow transfer, but woman at hair salon very approved. She hoped I quickly disappear from their household registration, so later I no opportunity compete assets with her children. Everything went very smoothly. During university time, I researched quite bit about professions. I went meet principal presenting clear my wish. Principal surprised asked me,
You still young already past Jiaodong, why want drop out? I reached adulthood, so self-responsible for myself.
Finally, principal asked me.
Review exam again, you intend study what major?
I didn't hesitate, replied.
Medicine.
I asked myself, studying medicine for what? Isn't it because an in? Perhaps also bit related. And in so small already contracted that disease. 2 is I didn't take care of her. Matter I dropped out review exam I didn't tell anyone. Because goal too clear I even more diligent than days reviewing high school exam. No more miscellaneous things bother, I completely poured all effort into studying. Heaven doesn't disappoint people with heart. Next year I passed one of top schools country, chose clinical medicine major. While I almost cut off everything with past, almost buried in dust time I saw familiar face on TV, Thuong Dong Din, my neighbor girl back then. That year when I fell into most difficult stage, everyone criticized me, hated me, abandoned me, only she raised high umbrella covering rain for me. Now she had bit fame, playing female lead teenage years in few historical dramas. Amidst aura, little girl Dong Din Day before became sparkling than ever. What about me? Not corrupted by family's rottenness, I walked on my path even more determined. During master's and doctorate study, I chose plastic surgery as main research direction. No other reason. Curing disease is one thing, but face and body is another. Aesthetic industry definitely will be industry extremely profitable. I endured enough days living like dog, low voice, living under others' eaves. Years flew by. Blink eye, few years passed. After graduating, I worked at plastic surgery hospital where senior upperclassmen also working. Under supportive senior, I went Korea study deeper, apprenticed with master in aesthetic industry Korea. When returning country working, I gradually became star doctor of hospital. Fame increasingly spread far. Not long after I could buy apartment in luxury complex, life increasingly prosperous. Throughout over 10 years, I truly achieved thoroughly cutting off with my parents without feeling hated or regretful anymore, also no longer contacted them. Because I no need do so anymore. Blink I arrived 2018. Today, February 11th, only few days to Tet. After surgery, I tired, exhausted. Phone rang, close friend and industry company called me go play golf. I really too tired refused. Unexpectedly just lay down, fell asleep. In boredom, I held phone surfing Weibo, unconsciously saw post of Thuong Dong Din. Now she quite famous actress, also had few representative roles in industry. Just entertainment industry changes too fast, always lacking new youthful beautiful faces. 2 years she no longer prominent as before. Recently when participating interview program expressed wish Mary. Just now she posted Weibo 2 photos, 1 selfie, 1 photo food, accompanied by text, Dad cooks rice truly fragrant. I zoomed her photo look carefully. She truly very beautiful, skull ratio harmonious, facial features balanced vertical axis ideal, eyebrow line and eye socket bone full, forehead area transition smooth. I chuckled softly. Static photo edited like this outsider hard detect flaw, but if meet real life, observe close distance will differ. Thinking so, I found her phone number in contacts, hesitated few seconds, then pressed call. Phone connected, other end rang sound shuffling mahjong table.
You just now should have eaten 9 bamboo. Hello? Who's there?
Through screen layer I seemed smell tobacco and sweat strong. I rubbed bit sanitizer gel on hands, rubbed back forth said.
Dad, it's me. Huh. You call who dad? Are scammers right?
My father seemed hurrying play cards.
Okay, 2 pairs here.
Saying hung up abruptly. Yeah, familiar voice, dirty tone. Familiar, exactly my father. Few seconds later, he called back.
You just called dad? You are Diane Vi, right?
I calmly replied, yeah. My father flared up.
Fuck. Still alive, huh? Thought you died on street. You now where? Married yet? Do what job?
I looked at watch. Probably time.
Dad, 2 days later I return.
Saying I decisively hung up. 2 days later I returned old house. My father now living in collective apartment built by unit. Apartment not big, just over 80 square meters. He and Ms. Van Lang divorced few years ago, later found younger girl, children left for him raise. He also intended find another wife, but no girl foolish enough let him deceive anymore. 2 daughters elder junior high, younger grade 5. Marrying him had serve old man, also care small children. Most important now prices rise, his salary not increase much about retire, both old poor, only fool follow him. My father's attitude much better than in phone. I still remember when I rang doorbell, he opened door face full disbelief.
Is Diane Vi?
Immediately after angry again.
How you know I hear? Motherfucker still dare return?
He observed me top down, eyes finally fell on car key in my hand. Obviously eyes lit up, laughing loud leaning invite.
Come in, outside cold.
I sat on sofa glanced round room. In-house furniture simple, perhaps most valuable thing mahjong table in living room. My father 2 hands holding teacup came, turned head looked toward balcony, laughing asked.
Car out there yours? Bentley huh, not cheap right? Borrowed whose?
I accepted teacup replied.
My car.
My father hurriedly questioned.
Bought used car?
I just smiled not answered. My father eyes wide. Couldn't be new car? I looked up forward, saw 2 little girls standing door bedroom looking quite pretty. I politely greeted.
Hello 2 sisters.
2 girls slightly shy whispered, hello second brother. My father hurriedly introduced.
Here 2 sisters of you. Elder truck nah, younger truck king. 2 of them this year. First time meet, brother has gift for 2.
I took from suitcase 2 brand new iPads not unboxed placed tea table, also gave each red envelope inside 1,000 yuan. My father seeing money eyes lit up.
Oh my god Diane Vi, do what wasteful, 2 kids only buy what expensive. Save money buy house son.
He probed asking.
Now you also have car, surely about buy house right?
I didn't follow his story, smiling asked.
Dad, so many years I know news. Dad also didn't ask old friends?
My father reproached.
Son, why not call dad once? You know dad worry you how much?
I laughed interrupted him.
Dad, you haven't answered my question.
My father stunned, face radiant.
Everyone asked. Dad said you with your mom later you didn't return. Neighbors also asked dad few insinuating sentences. Dad remember back, then you passed Jiaodong University. Dad checked that school how? Public school. Dad told people you work for state, also enlisted army.
I laughed at words my father spoke nonsense. My father leaned close whispered.
Diane Vi, looking you now also very wealthy. Officer right? Minister or deputy?
I tapped finger on knee.
Dad, I am doctor. Huh.
My father stunned.
Dad remember back, then you registered mechanical engineering major. Don't tell me dad remember wrong. Dad didn't remember wrong. Later I dropped out, retook exam into medicine.
My father's face now could use 4 words, colorful variety, describe. He drank sip water cover surprise. Unexpectedly choked, coughing red face purple ears. Finally he sighed.
That time you still small, family no money. Probably not easy right?
I held teacup slowly sip. If small surely I cried asking him, Dad where throughout those years? Why now remember have son? But no need anymore. 17 years old I understood clearly people like him not worth expecting. Expecting more disappointment bigger, finally just hurting oneself. I calmly replied.
Just okay.
I didn't want chat idle with him anymore, asked straight.
Dad, do you still keep contact neighbor Uncle Phuong old?
My father thought while replied.
Uncle Phuong. You say Uncle Phuong Vi right? He just retired last year. Occasionally gather old friends play mahjong drink wine. Heard his daughter, now famous star, bought parents' huge house.
He looked me full admiration, voice slightly sour.
You ask him do what? I am fan of Thuong Dong Din. Want ask autograph and take photo with.
My father called Uncle Thuong. He very happy invited us house play. Relationship between old friends like him quite close. After arriving, Uncle Thuong personally came housing gate welcome us. My father boastful sat on their sofa, rambling bragging Uncle Thuong and Aunt Thuong.
My son, graduated doctorate, now famous doctor. Come home buy good wine for me, also buy 2 sisters each computer. His car, huh? 2-3 million. Money he earns year more than star.
Aunt Thuong mocked said. Why brother truck? You didn't tell us Dian by do national secret project? Why now become doctor? My father very naturally bragged.
Boy back then chose wrong major. Later discussed with me, decided drop out. Study again, take exam into medicine. Back then I afraid affect his study, so didn't tell everyone.
Aunt Thuong still sarcastic. My son studies medicine, month salary most only over 10,000. Last year borrowed forever bought car 300,000. Dian by drives Bentley? Uncle Thuong pulled gently wife's arm, signal her stop talking. Mom, brother Dian by very capable. Thuong Dong Din suddenly spoke. In entertainment industry not few little flower Dan, movie queens or traffic fresh meet find him do project. My place by on thanks him still have go roundabout way mom. Sure enough Aunt Thuong's eyes looking me differed. I looked direction voice, saw Thuong Dong Din sitting inclined towards me. Sure enough real life she also not different much compared edited photo, even very beautiful. She wore light makeup, hair bun loose, wearing red sweater hugging body, both flattering figure highlighting complexion. Turns out she early knew I would come. Brother Dian by, long time no see. Thuong Dong Din smiled gently, proactively reached hand shake me. I also smiled intended reach hand grasp her hand.
Oh Dong Din, truly long time no see, now become star.
Just then girl sitting next Thuong Dong Din unexpectedly grabbed first step grasping my hand. Brother Dian Vai, you still remember me? I observed that girl, she slightly chubby but face very delicate, wearing brand clothes, in eyes hint cunning. Excuse me Girl laughed said. I am Kien Tu Hon, when small lived opposite your house. Kien Tu Hon. Memory flooded back, image her over 10 years ago overlapped present. When small she very close Thuong Dong Din. And an often ran following 2 of them. I still remember that time when police investigated an An's death, leading no try it back scene. Exactly Kien Tu Hon pulled Thuong Dong Din find police provide few small clues. No try it, silly pervert likes lift girls' skirts. Also likes hide outside female toilet peek.
Turns out Tu Hon changed so much almost didn't recognize.
I shook her hand then released quickly. Kien Tu Hon locked arms Thuong Dong Din, other hand chin laugh said. Brother Dian by truly powerful, both tall handsome. Surely must choose wife very carefully right? Your wife surely must graduate famous school right?
Currently I still single.
But I think future partner education not most important, just need match and common voice enough. Kien Tu Hon smiled brighter, leaning head Thuong Dong Din's shoulder. So you feel sistered in our house how? You even intentionally returned hometown, surely want pursue her right? If want then queue up. Thuong Dong Din frowned. Competition slightly fierce. Tu Hon, more speak more excessive.
Head nurse at my hospital is fan of Din. This time return hometown Tet conveniently visit uncle and old friend's dad, so incidentally ask autograph. Unexpectedly Din also just returned hometown.
Want signed photo right? Easy, I have right here. Brother Dian Vai is plastic surgeon right? Kien Tu Hon abruptly interrupted Thuong Dong Din, moving closer me. My nose slightly flat, you see help me should adjust how beautiful? Do comprehensive knows about how much money? Also liposuction, our hospital do not brother? Thuong Dong Din blamed lightly. Brother Dian Vai on vacation. You want beauty then wait him back workbook appointment. Kien Tu Hono sound, took phone open QR code. Brother Dian Vai, add WeChat friend, sometime I want ask carefully more. I gave her business card.
Have question just call advice.
Conveniently, I also gave Thuong Dong Din one. Kien Tu Hon slightly disappointed, pouted mumbling, Brother Dian Vi even harder approach than stars, even old neighbor not allow add WeChat friend. Suddenly she surprised looked me. Huh, on this card written Truck Hung Duong. This is your name?
Is me.
I nodded. Hien Tu Hon even more surprised. You changed name? When?
Year I studied again high school.
I glanced my father, he pretended not hear, hurriedly lifting teacup drink. Probably he afraid I ask more something. Hien Tu Hon still not give up. Dian Vi, this name sounds truly good. Hung Duong has special meaning? I looked towards Thuong Dong Din. She eyes clear, bowed head as thinking something. I smiled faintly.
My father went fortune-telling. Tellers said this name prospers wealth.
After chatting while more, I got signed photo Thuong Dong Din then bid farewell my father leave. Hien Tu Hon said sky still early, asked me conveniently drive her segment. In car air conditioner heated very warm. My father earlier at Uncle Thuong's house drank few cups, now leaning passenger seat sleeping soundly. I glanced rearview mirror, saw Hien Tu Hon using phone fixing makeup. She secretly looked around, hand touching seat. Appearance not different child wanting sneak candy. By her feet few paper bags luxury brands, handbags, shoes, skincare, estimated at least over 100,000 yuan. Hien Tu Hon's family background how spend afford those things.
This brand cream moisturizes quite good. You bought which store? In this city, only few shopping centers have official counter.
I casually asked sentence. Hien Tu Hon raised eyebrows. Sister Din gave me. I smiled faintly.
She treats you truly good.
Of course. Hien Tu Hon's smug face. We are best friends soulmates. Saying she rested elbow seat, leaning towards me. Collar slightly open, cleavage faintly visible. Brother Dian Vi, Sister Din one for me small supporting role, after year has opportunity. Hien Tu Hon acted slightly troubled. Just I still bit inferior, feel eyes slightly small, face slightly chubby. Heard pulling teeth make face slim, or inject Botox slimming face okay. I turned signal turn left shortcut laughing said.
Actually you look quite okay. No need adjust much, just need adjust light enough.
Then expensive not brother? Hien Tu Hon hurriedly asked. I smiled nodded.
We living era face biggest asset, investing self very worth. I know girl normal family, looking not beauty, but her parents sold house, let her plastic surgery. Everyone scolded her crazy, even forcing parents desperate path. But after doing she like turned different person. Quickly knew rich young master. After married became queen, changed bigger house. Daily life only revolve shopping. People call defy heaven's change fate, exactly like that.
Hien Tu Hon heard eyes bright. Your person doing face for her? I just smiled not answered. Brother Dian Vi. I stopped car turned head gently said.
Get off car.
Just saw Hien Tu Hon off, phone received new friend request, note Thuong Dong Din. I smiled lightly accepted friend request. Noon started snow falling, weather slightly cold. Under pine tree front stood girl wearing black down jacket wrapped tight, wearing hat and mask, looking unclear appearance, but almond eyes bright very attractive. I stepped closer, giving hot orange juice cup newly bought her.
Wait long.
Thuong Dong Din accepted drink, 2 hands holding cup warming. Not long brother Dian Vi, I also just arrived few minutes. Your dad too drunk vomited all over house, you busy cleaning help him. I shrugged apologetically, gentle voice asked.
You ate anything?
Thuong Dong Din shook head smiling said. Long time not return, let's walk around old factory area a bit. Snow falling fluttering, under feet walking emitted creaking sound small. Sky twilight, snow not covered thick but also painted picture lonely. Factory area still same memory, just mostly apartments abandoned, whole 7-floor building now only scattered few households living. I and Thuong Dong Din walked parallel, silently listening snow falling. She softly sighed. Before I thought this area wide, now looking back why I feel tiny?
Because you grown up.
I gently replied. Thuong Dong Din drank sip orange juice asked. Brother Dian Vi, just now you took Tu Hon back, she said what with you?
I honest. She wants plastic surgery, but seems no money.
Thuong Dong Din softly laughed coldly one sound. Walking while, we reached 6th floor. Thuong Dong Din removed mask, pointing dark room far happily said, "My house there." Then she turned head look dilapidated house front, face fleeting sad. "You remember before that place Uncle No's grocery store? After Aunt V died, don't know how he lives?" I sighed.
I heard Dad say, after Aunt V died, Uncle No tried raise 2 children, but No tried hit by car died.
Huh? Thuong Dong Din surprised round eyes, covering mouth. Dead already? I nodded.
That year online rumored No try it raped, murdered, and in No Dan bullied school. Finally, jumped building suicide.
Thuong Dong Din gripped my arm. She also died? Realizing self lost composure, she awkwardly smiled, released hand. I remember small, very close sister Dan. Hearing news she jumped building, I dared not believe. I took from pocket cigarette pack, pulled one.
You mind?
Thuong Dong Din extended hand. Give me one too. Lighter sound clicked, light flickering night. I dragged strong puff, sighed.
Dan okay. Lucky school discovered timely. Later Uncle No transferred school for her.
Then good. Thuong Dong Din clamped cigarette between 2 fingers, not smoking, soft voice asked. What about Uncle No? I looked towards dark house.
He suffered too many shocks. Spirit has problem. That year truly my fault. I locked in an inn room causing girl harmed. Uncle No thinks that my sin, many times find me trouble, intentionally kidnapped my adopted sister Tru Tien, also separated relationship my mom and me.
Thuong Dong Din horrified covered mouth. Have such thing? I smiled bitterly.
Everything passed. I just feel he truly pitiful. Speaking and, considering carefully true I at fault. I willing consider myself redeeming for an in. That year I studied again take exam medicine also because an un.
Sky darkened completely, not seeing clear face each other anymore. While later Thuong Dong Din's soft voice asked. Brother Dine Vi, you think true killer no try it? I threw cigarette but extinguished ground.
Don't know. Most important clue. 4th key lost my house until now not found. In room left half fingerprint unidentified. On and although many traces no try it, but no try it inherently no key. In other words, an lured out house by someone known, led away without making anyone complex notice. That proves and recognize that person.
Thuong Dong Din put hands pocket, shrugged cold. You deduce very logical. Perhaps this also reason that you're not arrest brother no try it. I looked towards 7th-floor building, smiling.
Matter past. I feel still living is most important.
I put hand on her shoulder.
Dong Din, you know why I changed name Truck Hung Duong?
Thuong Dong Din smiled. Because you once said, even weed growing shade must try reach towards sun.
Exactly so.
I brushed snow her hat.
Let's go. Treat you roast meat.
Next day I left. Before going, my father tried hard hold back, saying decades easy reunited father-son brothers, just celebrate Tet hometown. I replied hospital still busy, moreover New Year's Eve me no different normal day. Seeing I decided, he suggested want take 2 little daughters city where I work play trip consider travel Tet. Actually just need him budge but I guessed what he planned. I refused bluntly, saying I very busy, if nothing matters don't contact any more peace. I afraid he crawl hospital find me, even more afraid he act hooligan causing trouble. I early no longer lonely weak teenager year, dared return not afraid him entangle. Generally this trip return hometown quite comfortable. I also contacted again some neighbor sisters small. Among them Dong Din. Have say how, because nuisance small plus now both belong class financial ability society, so chatting quite match. Later also together ate few meals, naturally became closer. Modern society, no need beat around bush much, like be together, not match break up. Just because she public figure so after discussing temporarily decided keep secret relationship. Like that also good. By April, relationship between us more stable. Generally very harmonious. But beautiful life always has unexpected things. Kien Tu Hon came hospital want do few relatively large plastic surgeries, cost swiped Dong Din's card. Before entering operating room I texted Dong Din, Tu Hon swiped your card amount not small, do you know? Texted done I turned off phone always. Surgery lasted about 5 hours. After finishing, assistant reported me Dong Din arrived hospital early, currently waiting my office. My office has separate restroom, inside has toilet and kitchenette. Early years busy studying, stomach affected not light, adding cleanliness obsession, dislike eating out, mostly assistant cooked, occasionally I self-cook. I pushed door, restroom, immediately smelled hot rice smell. On table displayed 2 salty dishes, 1 soup, in vase inserted few white tulips, simple warm. Dong Din wearing shirt, mixed lace skirt, sleeping sofa. I took blanket cabinet, gently covered her, unexpectedly woke her up. She rubbed eyes, still sleepy, voice soft. Last night you still had surgery?
Yeah.
I sat down beside, brushed hair falling, face her side, gently stroking her arm.
Why we're so little?
Dong Din stretched like kitten. I went filming, no other way. Suddenly remembering something, she immediately sat up. I cooked rice for you. Whole day you busy, surely hungry, right? I smiled, pressed her sit back sofa.
Eat what anymore? Rice soup cold all.
Cold? Dong Din hugged my neck. Then go out eat. I also tired. Afternoons still have do skincare. Lazy cook rice. I am sound. Took off jacket, crawled into blanket with her, not politely lay close her body.
Dong Din, matter Kien Tu Hon swiped your card.
Dong Din immediately mouth covered my lips. Don't mention her anymore. Here bored death. Period time, both said nothing, together enjoyed silence moment. I hugged tight her, buried head her neck, sniffing light rose scent on her. Long while later Dong Din sighed. Don't mind anymore, she wants swipe, let her swipe, also not how much. I kissed top her head.
Adding all costs before after surgery, plus miscellaneous, almost 7 figures.
Girl in my arms snorted lightly. She is my best friend, once become beautiful, I help her realize dream. I stroked her back gently.
Last hit you took her hometown, seeing her carrying pile brand goods, you surely give her right? Dong Din, do you have weakness in her hands?
Dong Din didn't answer immediately. She suddenly sat up. Indeed, I being held by her. I leaned, look her.
What matter, Dong Din?
Eyelashes trembled, face slightly pale. I reached, touch her face.
What wrong? You broke law?
Her body trembled slightly, immediately shook head. Long while later she pushed my hand, stared me. Brother Vi, I used be mistress. I laughed. Turns out so. Dong Din clenched hands. He is famous director. His wife very fierce. If videos, photos released, my reputation ruined. Career I built over 10 years also collapse. She looked me calm. So, Brother Vi, you still like type woman like me? You afraid?
Afraid what?
I held her nape, kissed her one.
Let you know secret. I even more rotten than you much.
Dong Din stunned. What? I smiled, bowed.
Honest speaking, my private life before even more chaotic than you. So we born couple.
After frankness that day, affection me Dong Din even deeper. We both were people stumbled, like grass growing dark, both must try reach towards sun. Past heavy but future worth expecting. Dong Din said she spoke clearly Kien Tu Hon, that time last time she gave money. If Kien Tu Hon dared threaten again, she would choose retire. After all, she already had man could support her whole life. Even career collapse, that person willing pay contract violation her. I went speak private Kien Tu Hon, anyway acquaintance since small, making tense not good. I promise try best plastic surgery her, later introduce her few quality rich men. Like that temporarily considered settled danger Kien Tu Hon. End year I Dong Din decided return hometown, meet parents, discuss marriage. Her parents very satisfied. After all I person condition good all aspects, also acquaintance. As for my father, as long he seat wedding banquet fine. Everything progressing good direction, but right when I thought about touch happiness unexpectedly struck. A patient I breast augmentation unexpectedly after surgery infected leading sepsis, rescue not time, died. If considered medical accident I sued court, more serious could revoked license. Director gave me leave, told me go home rest time. But how I calm rest? So many years I never encountered accident serious so. Life human flowed right under my hands like that. Throughout days I oppressed fear, severe punishment, constantly doubting self. I blocked myself, not meeting anyone, turning off phone, cutting all contact. Whole day only knew drink, drunk unconscious 3 days, 3 nights. 4th day I turned phone on. Sure enough, countless missed calls, messages poured. One message director told me don't worry. Core cause accident this time, patient voluntarily used wet towel wipe wound leading infection. Patient constitution inherently weak, resistance poor. Hospital discussed, settled, patient family will pay reasonable compensation, considered matter ended. I breathed sigh relief. Right then Dong Din called. Are you okay? Her voice choked, asked. I suddenly wanted to tease her bit, intentionally complained.
Probably I lost license. Have sell house, sell car, compensate. I must do how?
Other end Dong Din choked, burst crying. While later she said, Brother Vi, let's marry, I will support you. I and Dong Din held wedding end 2018. Both originally disliked noisy, so only did simple wedding, invited few close people witness our happiness. Next year Dong Din gave birth daughter. I named child Truck Tin, home name Little Rose. Because my daughter born holding golden spoon mouth. Child's life will be protected by me, child won't have experience obstacle like me. Everything will smooth, peaceful like sunny days brilliant. I often surf net, reading people poor become rich often tend revenge consumption, lack what compensate that. I think I also so. My childhood no love so now I pour all love daughter. I cleanliness heavy but daughter likes Peppa Pig, wants raise pig. So I bought child pet pig, every day cleaning food feces it for child. I still remember year after an passed away, Aunt Ma white hair night, painful collapse. That time I didn't understand affection that but now I understand. If anyone dare hurt my little Rose, I definitely kill him. Seeing me spoiling daughter so, sometimes Dong Din also bit jealous, said I not love her anymore. How possible? Blink I 4 years since day I Dong Din married. Little Rose also 4 years old. I asked daughter birthday want what, child said want go Disneyland. God, I agreed immediately. I rearranged surgery schedule, specially saved empty week take wife child vacation abroad. Whole day playing outside, but little Rose still very excited. My daughter pretty like doll, eyes big round, eyelashes long curved like 2 small fans. Child wore Elsa princess dress, spreading arms running towards me. Daddy, carry me. I immediately squatted down carrying little daughter on back, negotiating.
Wait moment, sit car. Hotel still far.
No. Child clung tight my back, voice childish spoiled. Daddy, carry me back. I helplessly laughed.
Okay, daddy carry you.
Dong Din patted child's bottom gently. Don't spoil anymore, walk yourself. Daughter still hugged tight my neck, sulking turned face other place. I laughed said.
It's okay, child only few kilos. Today played tired, let daddy carry child.
Dong Din laughed scolded. You spoil her ruined.
Okay.
Obeying house rule, tiger mom cat dad. I knew actually Dong Din loved child more me. She in career promotion stage, but quit job 3 years, just focus care little Rose. Hubby, half year little Rose go kindergarten. Dong Din screwed thermos child drink water, leaned me said. Should have last year let child go school.
I worry, I afraid child bullied. I small went kindergarten also bullied other kids. Or we hire private tutor child, or I teach child always. Anyway I doctorate famous school, teaching kid surely not difficult.
Dong Din laughed hit me lightly. You exaggerate, little Rose gradually learn communicate. I pouted.
What if brat dare bully child?
Dong Din held forehead. Really helpless with you. Decide so, half year let child enter kindergarten. While couple talking, little Rose suddenly gently asked. Daddy mommy, later daddy mommy die? I Dong Din looked each other bit stunned. Dong Din rubbed daughter's head. Baby, who told you? Is Aunt Son? Aunt Son nanny our house. Little Rose shook head. That time I felt my back slightly wet, surely child crying.
What wrong baby?
I hurriedly put child down, squatted look child. Eyes little Rose full tears choked said. I watch Harry Potter, Harry's parents died, he very sad. I gently wiped tears child.
Don't worry, daddy mommy won't die. Still have watched child grow up.
Daughter looked me choked. But if I grow up, daddy, mommy get old. Aunt Sun said people old die. Daddy, mommy don't die. I want forever be with daddy, mommy. Saying little Rose burst crying, sobbing. Hearing child cry, my heart tightened, hugged tight child comfort.
Daddy, mommy won't die. Forever love daughter, forever be with child.
Yes. Little Rose sniffled said. Later I not watch movie anymore. Also, Aunt Sun don't tell those stories anymore. Initially I thought little Rose would cry loud when going kindergarten. But reality adaptability children far imagination. Everyday child happy wearing small backpack, likes play little friends, likes dance teacher. Conversely I donged in anxious, uneasy long time. New maid, Sister Truong spoke little, worked neat sensible, better much previous one. Life inherently so, simple happy. But more full heart more Rose uneasy. I intended let little Rose quit school half year. Donged in really angry, said I too suspicious, told me should rest few days, said I bearing work pressure too big. Perhaps so. I calculated finish batch work this take wife child vacation, conveniently transfer school little Rose near workplace, like that more assured. That afternoon when I just prepared get car home phone Sister Truong maid suddenly called. Young master, trouble happened. Sister Truong frantic, crying choked. I felt head explode, tried force self stay calm.
Don't cry, breathe deep. Don't panic, have what slowly speak.
Today I went pick little Rose school, child said want buy sticker. Unexpectedly just led child down parking basement, unknown where appeared old man. He snatched little Rose, even held knife child's neck. My head immediately thought worst possibility, someone because medical conflict or enemy mine kidnapped daughter revenge.
My daughter taken by him?
My hand shook, asked pressed.
Did you look clear his face? Did he hurt child?
He carried child up, put in car. I forgot look clear his face. I really by her stupidity made angry crazy.
Reported police yet?
Not time. He not allow report police, also left envelope told me transfer person named Truck Dian Vi. I don't know Truck Dian Vi who. Like basin cold water poured straight head. Turns out him. I hurriedly sped home. In corridor still few bags goods not unpacked, obviously donged in shopping called back by Sister Truong. She sat flat carpet not changed clothes, hair messy, makeup smeared crying, hand holding chest panting. On tea table paper prominent.
Sister Truong where?
I hurriedly stepped hold paper. Donged in used hand cover face said. I gave her 2 days leave, forced her sign confidentiality agreement let her go back first.
Did she see this paper?
Donged in shook head. No, this paper put inside envelope, she dared not look. She several times tried stand up but legs soft, whole body shaking. Hubby, uncle no. He said father no try it. Said not understand went crazy what did that, bullying child useful what? I quickly scanned content paper, writing not much, just address and 2 words brief. Come alone, talk clearly. After discussing carefully donged in, 2 us decided not report police. First, kidnapper little Rose old acquaintance our old residential area. Second, donged in public figure, if news leaked out media uncontrolled, little Rose fear fall dangerous absolute. Couple us prepared both plans. Donged in went withdraw cash, I prepared dose injection, just need few milligrams can take life immediately. 18:30 p.m., we drove designated location. That dilapidated old apartment complex West City area, inhabitants mixed extremely. Looking while long found building 19, unit B, floor 9, room 901. Door ajar, inside echoed kids noisy. Donged in couldn't control immediately pulled door rushed in. I frowned hurriedly followed close behind. Inside shabby rental apartment, not much furniture, light dim, old TV image blurry. Front balcony, old man white hair stood there, face full wrinkles age spots. Exactly no try its father. At this time little Rose bound tightrope by old man. He just stood there watching cartoon with child. Little Rose seeing us immediately burst crying, 2 small arms reaching me. Daddy mommy. Donged in disregarded anything rushed straight.
Come closer, I drag her jump building.
Old man shouted loud. Donged in stood frozen spot, frantically stomping foot. Uncle no, don't do that. Old No looked me.
Closed door.
I tried keep calm, right hand hid pocket clenched syringe, turned closed door room.
Dian Vi, how many years meet again?
I stepped hug Dong Din, simultaneously observed old man top down. He wore old shirt wide baggy style decades ago, body skinny bone but belly slightly swollen, skin eyes yellow.
What wrong, Uncle No? You sick?
Old No smiled bitter.
Pancreatic cancer terminal stage.
I sweat cold.
I know you hate me. Blame me not caring and in leading series tragedy. But have what you just target me, don't harm child. She innocent. Oh, now you also know say innocent.
Old No raised hand stroke tender face little rose, yellow eyes turbid tears.
My wife innocent. My son innocent. My daughter excellent grades bright future, humiliated jumping building, she innocent? I smeared father criminal rapist over 20 years, I innocent?
Dong Din collapsed choked crying. Uncle No, just need release my daughter, my life you won't take how okay? I beg you. Saying Dong Din stepped 2 more steps forward. Seeing that old No immediately climbed chair beside balcony window. He pushed window open, eyes cold.
You advance step more try see.
Dong Din scared screamed, immediately knelt down. Uncle No please don't do that, want what I give you. Old man trembled like dry branch about break, wind blowing enough make him fall.
Want what?
Old No ground teeth.
I know my son not killer. You tell truth me here.
Dong Din held face sobbing. I bit hard tongue tip, taking pain keep self awake, silently calculating distance me old No. Do how rush time pull him back control situation? Okay I will say. Old No sat half body windowsill, laughing cold.
Anyway I not live few days more. Die then die. But before die, I must pull enemy's daughter mattress.
I held breath stepped 1 more step forward. Dong Din collapsed, beating chest crying. Okay I say all. It was that year. I and Kien Tu Hon took in and out truck house. Dong Din just finished sentence, whole body drained strength, soft fell down. Old No panted, eyes wide full horror.
You say what?
Dong Din supported 2 hands ground, neck almost not lift up. That year there was TV series named My Fair Princess very famous. I happened selected child actor therein. I wanted imitate female lead movie kidnapped bullied so told Kien Tu Hon find in playing home. I have knelt hugged tight Dong Din.
Don't speak any more honey. I let me speak.
Dong Din tears streaming. Truck house door locked, and Anne's brother then just went out. Girl originally not intend participate role play but Kien Tu Hon asked in house have spare key. And in thought well found 1 drawer, passed through door gap. We unlocked took in and out, let her abandoned house 7th floor play. I horrified.
Was you girls tied in and right?
Dong Din closed eyes nodded. I gripped her shoulder shook hard.
You girls did what? You girls undressed girl, finally did what more? Quickly speak, clearly.
Dong Din sobbed. We imitated TV series, female lead stripped by bad guy. We even took lipstick paint and in Tu Hon took mother's precious pearl necklace makeup and in. I remembered home had costume dress so told and in wait I back get, later return. I almost stunned.
So you girls returned 7th floor?
Dong Din shook head. I home movie just showed. So sat watch movie forgot always an in.
What about Kien Tu Hon?
Dong Din ashamed not lift head up. Mom Tu Hon home caught her right summer homework. Hearing this I understood clearly everything. In other words 2 girls home done none returned. So both girls no one returned find an in. I 10,000 times not expect truth be so. Dong Din choked admitted, she almost fainted. Until police came, we knew an and gone. I turned face side, saying nothing more. Old No wiped turbid tears, pointing Dong Din angry shouted.
Phuong Dong Din. I only ask you 1 sentence. My little try it, ever lifted your skirt? Ever sneaked female toilet?
Dong Din almost glued head ground. No have, we lied. Old No screamed full resentment pouring 20 years grievance, anger erupted. He leaned while crying painfully.
My little try it bullied by you become fool. Dare not tell truth let unjustly died. Unjust so.
Dong Din crawled forward few steps. Uncle fault mine, you kill me. I beg you don't harm my daughter. Old No stared Dong Din, chest heaving violently. Suddenly he turned me.
Truck Diane Vi. What about you? You nothing want say?
I choked deep breath.
What should say 23 years ago I said. Now you want me say what more?
Old no obviously spirit disordered, voice shaking.
Thuong Dong Din and Kien Tu Hon. Two bitches tied in an in-room. Not my son killed an in. Not my son.
I straightened back, looked straight him.
It was your no try at scared an in death. That year he held many photos shameless taken an in. You forgot? My son absolutely not killer.
Old no clenched fist.
Truck Diane Vi. Definitely you killed an in. Exactly you.
I choke said.
You insist think so fine, I no more say. You want kill my daughter revenge your wife's son?
I slowly stood up.
Uncle no. Today I still respect you call you Uncle no. Grudge should end here, not related children. You release my daughter. If you dare harm child, you're no Dan also don't hope live peace.
Old no trembled.
You dare?
I ground teeth laughed cold.
You try see I dare not.
Old no obviously shaken, he afraid. While he neglected, I immediately rushed. But old no reacted extremely fast, half-body leaned window, pulled pocket old keypad phone decade ago.
Wait.
His face twisted.
I recorded all your words.
Saying he pressed button phone but pressed forever not hear sound, revealed panic.
Why no sound? Clearly I practiced many times.
I amused by old man. I adjusted collar, bent support wife up, calmly looked him smiling said.
Uncle, even if girl's mother has fault, child innocent. You look her cute so, you even let her watch cartoon. Surely you not bear kill her right? If you recorded probably want negotiate condition us right? Just need you say, husband wife we will meet all.
Old no held waist bearing pain.
Compensation. That year court ruled your dad compensate my family. But he played tricks refused pay. I want compensation.
I breathed relief.
How much?
Old no panted.
200,000 yuan. No problem. I give you immediately now. Originally husband wife we owed you. You currently sick. I help you find good hospital handle treatment cost you.
Dong Din prepared ready 2 million cash actually not need do so. Old man finally only demanded 200,000 yuan. Before leaving I confiscated always old phone old no, searched all over him inside out once, sure no recording device anymore time released him. No need make difficult each other more. Street lights just on, time about 8:30 p.m., right evening rush hour traffic jam. Road congested, I sat driving front, Dong Din hugged little Rose back seat. Before I injected girl shot sedative, now sleeping soundly. Since getting car Dong Din kept crying. She suddenly asked, Uncle No will find us again not honey? I looked straight ahead, biting unlit cigarette replied.
Probably yes. About half year ago I called Dad, conveniently mentioned matter old No. Dad petty, remembers grudges long. Heard old No made difficult him, so also paid attention find out bit. Heard old man cancer, no money treatment, terminal stage, hospital refused receive. Probably live not past this month.
Dong Din choked asked. Why he stalked little Rose? How no child study which kindergarten? I looked crushed cigarette, threw out car door.
Who knows?
Just finished sentence phone suddenly rang, Dad calling. I pressed answer.
What matter?
Dad voice phone flattering.
Hung Duong, Dad in City B, now at your hospital here.
I annoyed loosened collar.
You come do what?
Dad laughed cold.
Miss granddaughter so, come visit grandchild. Your house where?
Dong Din glanced me hurriedly shook head. I ignored, said random address hung up. Face Dong Din immediately darkened. Why you told him address? You don't know him how? He 3 days 2 meals crawl demand money who bear? I not replied just drove on. About 40 minutes later we arrived area. Far saw Dad standing outside gate, hand carrying fruit bag, seeing my car happy waving wildly. I called security let him in. Entering house, Dong Din hugged little Rose bedroom. I changed shoes went straight living room. Dad bent changed slippers conveniently asked.
Dong Din what wrong? Face look not good much. My granddaughter not sick, sleeping sound so.
Now I really not want hear anyone mention word dead, especially when speaking little Rose.
Dad changed shoes then come in.
Dad smiled bright flower entered living room, observed everywhere nodding praise.
House beautiful, area also good, even 2 floors. Cost how much son?
I not replied, Poured glass ice water drink.
Have matter say.
I asked cold. Dad laughed spread.
Come visit granddaughter, but what?
I glanced, saw his arm injured. Few days ago playing cards, collected debt, argued, then beaten, meal full. Also acquaintance all, but this time he owed money, afraid reported police, so surely ended gambling road. I pretended ask.
Injured how?
Dad pouted, not answered, just said drink, drunk fell. I laughed cold, took medicine box, sat sofa.
Come here, I apply medicine.
Dad smug sat down, laughing happy.
Saying raise son nourish old age, indeed not wrong. Finally still son filial.
I applied medicine cold said.
Little Rose recently cold. Dad need not bother grandchild. Tonight I book ticket dad back always.
Dad immediately lost interest.
Hey, why rush? Just drank sip water chased back.
I asked straight.
Say dad intend demand what?
He rubbed hands.
Well, you see, dad's salary still pay card debt, not left much. Two sisters need money eat study. You occasionally lend dad bit.
I asked back sarcasm.
Anything else?
Dad continued.
Your sister wants enter showbiz. Let her stay your house. Ask Dong Din help. Teach her. Take her filming crew. She surname Truck also family. Later earn money surely repay you.
I laughed through cotton swab dipped antiseptic ashtray.
Don't dream. Get lost.
Dad stunned immediately angry.
You curse who get lost? Unfilial brat.
I pointed door.
Curse done. Get lost.
Dad face red purple.
Truck hung duong, you arrogant what? Have bit money great, huh? I tell you, children obligation support parents. If you not give me money, I spread all reporters, expose couple you. See Dong Din your house survive entertainment industry.
I tilted head looked him smiling.
Dad, you really sure?
Dad seemed my eyes scared. He also stood up abruptly. I grabbed his arm not let escape.
You intend do what?
Before finished sentence, I broke hard his arm. Only heard sound crack, his arm dislocated.
Allah.
Dad screamed tragic.
Bastard, you rebelled?
I held tight dislocated place squeezed hard, leaned close his ear laughed faint.
Searching my place past years. Every time called Dong Din demand money. Dad think worthy?
Dad forehead sweat cold, raised fist intend hit me. I strangled him.
I dare give address means I ready play and. Forgot tell dad, my bone setting skill not bad. This time broken arm, next time see broken wear more.
Dad eyes revealed fear.
You dare?
I leaned close his ear.
Dare or not dad, just try disturb Dong Din more see.
Saying I quickly reset arm joined him. Dad hugged injured place jumped back.
You. Truck hung duong you wait.
After old bastard left, airhouse seemed become fresher. I poured myself glass vodka, drank sip, feeling whole body warm. At this time Dong Din from second floor walked down. She looked me as looking stranger. Even if your dad bad how, but how you dislocated his arm? I leisurely sipped wine replied.
Because he intended play bad tricks you.
Dong Din stunned stepped front me. She raised head looked me long time, suddenly asked. Truck hung duong, is it exactly you killed an in?
Of course not.
Not hesitation I replied. Saying I smiled lightly asked back her.
You remember that time? You admitted uncle know exactly you let in away. Moreover half fingerprint lock old house yours.
Dong Din body trembled, beautiful face full horror anger. She turned head looked briefly second floor, tried hold back scream. Don't beat around bush. Matter I and Kien Tu Hone led in away one thing, who killer and in another thing. She pointed chest, voice full agitation. Old no kidnapped your daughter, left nanny envelope inside wrote clear your name, also said years he chased killer you. Also said what that time mind confused miss daughter. Isn't clear he targeted you? I smiled said.
Bingo, beloved wife, finally you thought through.
Definitely you did. Dong Din agitated retorted. I looked her calm.
An indied do panic excessive. Time death about 5 p.m. when I just finished dating ex-girlfriend, way home.
Dong Din choked words, rolled eyes finding way retort, but unfortunately thought nothing, face red confused. I curved lips stroked hair her gentle.
Well I ask you, that year you and Tu Hone both knew my secret. If announced out you ruined reputation. That time I asked you broke law not. You denied. You said only moral issue filmed clip mistress. Turns out you held by Tu Hone?
Dongdin angry hit my hand. You talk nonsense, talk nonsense. I strong hand held her nape leaned close asked.
Wife, why that year you hurried marry me so?
I bowed head kissed lips her whispered.
After Hon died, you got fourth key, right? All evidence destroyed by you, right?
Dongdin screamed pushed me, stepped back. In eyes all fear. You truly devil. I looked up drank dry glass vodka, laughed deep asked.
Up you think how okay? I go bath, you want together?
Dongdin turned ran slammed door. I laughed loud.
Closing door without changing slippers? You look, 2 pairs slippers still thrown mess floor here.
Saying I went bathroom, washed very carefully, brushed teeth clean no smell wine, then gently walked second floor. I gently pushed bedroom door. Little Rose sleeping sound bed. Room full child items, princess castle, dolls, all kinds animal backpacks, bookshelf full fairy tales. I sat edge bed, quietly looked daughter. Today child truly scared, I corners still tear stains, dreams still moan soft, looking uncomfortable. Suddenly my phone vibrated, mom calling. I hung up, she called again. Finally annoyed unbearable I pressed answer. Dian Vi, mom here.
What matter?
I rubbed nose bridge. Time I married wife mom didn't bother come, daughter full month completely ignored. Recently house she problem she dug my number from mother-in-law, whole day calling annoying death. Dian Vi, your sister leukemia. You brother, free go test marrow saved you teep. 2 mother-daughter they did putty paint living. She unlucky inhaled too much formaldehyde got leukemia. Now critical, mother-daughter remembered me. Dian Vi, you listen? I annoyed extreme replied.
Not free.
Mom cried sobbed. You small cared her, anyway mom's child, you how bear. I laughed cold.
She your child not my daughter. I with her not close.
Mom angry. You say what huh? That year mom raised you study.
Enough.
I coldly interrupted her.
Already, so you fulfill responsibility. Moreover you only gave me 80 yuan month within 10 months, total 800 yuan. Not count taking advantage you. I pay you 10 times, later I transfer. Don't disturb me anymore.
Saying I hung up always. I suddenly remembered little Rose still bedroom. No, I hurriedly apologized, gently kissed forehead child. Is dad noisy? Lucky child injected sleeping pill, slept very deep not wake bit. Amidst life person closest me none other child, and only child. Towards couple mother-daughter that I cut ties over 10 years ago. So world person I love most, love only child.
Little Rose, you most beautiful poem heaven gave dad. Dad can deceive anyone, only you never.
Years I tried question, hunt, track but no result. Mention tracking, head I appeared old ugly figure. Old man no. Old man that tonight surely not said all. I must quickly investigate clear finally he knows what, he told who more. He left city s not impossible find. Okay, no need panic. Anyway he sick heavy degree, I not mind send him extra final segment road. Clearly not drank much but I felt head dizzy, light floating. Matter suppressed over 20 years, truly choked want crazy. I stroked soft-faced daughter, smiling gentle.
You know, you have Aunt Naaman. When age you she died. Police now still not caught killer. How catch? No way, because case basically no killer. Bitch scared death. Let dad think. That day dad finished dating returned, locked bitch house. Your grandpa day that bastard. Small often beat dad. Dad scared so chose shortcut home. That shortcut mountain path few people know. Normal main road half-hour shortcut few minutes home. Dad just down mountain path saw your mom, and Kin Hon, leading in an abandoned house. Alcohol rose, heart jumped excitement. 2 kids just left dad stop check. Guess what? Bitch in an undressed, makeup heavy, tied inside. She saw dad called. Brother save me. Dad hated her mom, so hated her too. Just want to give lesson. Unexpectedly that time fool no try it came. Dad hurriedly hid. He heard an help cry ran. An asked fool untie wire. Fool silly true but obedient. Use teeth, bite wire untie her. Bitch asked fool go call parents safe. Ha ha ha. Unexpectedly fool understood. Even took an Anne's dress follow.
I bent lightly rubbed cheek daughter, feeling soft very nice.
Later bitch asked fool go call help parents. Haha, fool, true listened. Dad that time also scared. If he truly led your grandpa and bitch mother come dad beaten death. Dad watching fun intended spare bitch. Unexpectedly she scolded dad, threatened tell parents beat dad death. Dad annoyed pulled pocket sausage through. Originally intended lure dog scare her bit. Unexpectedly she weak so, scared seizure died always. Thinking pathetic looking in time I sighed laughed giggled, covering mouth laugh endless. They that year even suspect but evidence? Half. Bitch died, her mom died always. Not sentenced death, truly pity. Even if she disappeared truck family, so what?
I suddenly gloomy muttered, face wet. I wiped tears, gently hugged little Rose.
Don't worry, baby. Dad and mom forever love you.
Next morning, wait daughter slept sound. About 7 a.m. I heard downstairs noise. Wearing robe down check. Dong Din returned. She bought food busy kitchen. Good morning hubby. Dong Din pointed dining table. I bought you fried dough stick porridge. You wash face eat. Little Rose not eat oily morning. I made separate child bit food. I smiled, stepped from behind, hugged her. Chin rested her shoulder, gently rubbed.
No more secrets, truly husband-wife. Wife, I feel relationship us increasingly closer.
Of course, husband-wife we fate heaven destined. Extra, confession of old No. He named No Lao in labor, also Lao in prison. No Lao always felt self-hard fate. Parents died early, working steel plate fell hit lame leg. However ironic, most beautiful woman his life not dislike him lame, still married him. So he felt self also considered bit lucky. No Lao swore whole life, definitely protect Va my. Va my mocked cheesy oath his. Whole life long so, men easy change heart. How I trust you. No Lao silently swore heart, then I let you see. Not long after they had first child. Photo frame 2 became 3, quiet house filled crying child. But when little Triet gradually grew, they discovered something wrong. Child 3 years old still not speak, emotion strange. Taking child hospital city check new child intellectual disability. Like lightning blue sky, raising retarded child meant labor whole life not peaceful. Not only raise but also watch. They had cut little Triet photo out, considered child never existed. Even though child's silly degree, with them still treasure heart gut. Truth proved raising little Triet harder imagination much, had watch bit, protect inch, constantly teach basic living skills. So forced give up job. Va my prepared mind sacrifice. But next morning just woke saw table note no Lao, today I go submit resignation, noon eat dumplings. Va my cried whole while long. Wait until no Lao home, she first time angry. Who let you self decide without discuss me? No Lao laughed foolish.
AI, a useless man, working years still worker. You different, you were capable, just that promoted technician. You pillar family.
Va my cried beat husband asked. You regret? No Lao answered firm.
Not regret.
Not long after No Lao and Va my had daughter. Now rely Va my salary definitely not enough. Couple discussed renovating room house grocery store small let No Lao sell earn extra money, simultaneous convenient care 2 children. Life not rich, but photo 4 people laughed happy. Moreover little Triet condition improved much, new call mom, dad, recognize home, no happy sad. Everything gradually track, day better. But until one day, little Triet suddenly picked dress blood-stained and everything changed completely. No Lao couldn't believe things terrible so. He and wife absolutely not believe little Triet kill. That child angel pure kind, before now never harmed anyone. He hesitated long, thinking an in too small abused death. Pity Ma Tu Kim Young lost husband lost child. Finally self-led little Triet police station report important clue. Criminal team captain not believe little Triet guilty, just led little Triet back scene hope stimulate memory boy remember something, point killer clearer. But who expected after returning scene, matter completely out control. Initially someone led implied little Triet exactly opener truck house, then gradually they blamed little Triet killer, even said little Triet lifted skirt girl. They treated little Triet like pervert sick, surrounded beat gang, finally beat boy death. Little Triet scared extreme, hugging head curled screaming tragic. No Lao angry regretful extreme. Early new day burned dress. No Lao inherently not high education, but understood sentence. 3 men make tiger, rumor became truth. He labeled father rapist. Little Triet cursed murderer, daughter school sports bullied. Even wife. No Lao whole life never forget day, Ma Tu Kim intended kill Little Triet, but accidental killed wrong a my. Ma Tu Kim cried laughed, mouth ceaselessly called in a name. No Lao hated bone, he no longer love woman, she made him lose beloved wife. Whole life too reserved, married still never told him my 3 words I love you. Now forever no chance. Day a my buried, originally silent Little Triet suddenly hugged tight mother coffin, not let anyone touch mother. Heart no Lao broke. From then photo family 4 only left 3. Even if Ma Tu Kim sentenced life imprisonment useful what? I couldn't live again. After I died, life house fell bottom abyss. Truck dying by bastard truly scoundrel, not compensate single copper. Finally thanks people factory help let no Lao temporary work garden gate, kept place live him. Heart no Lao full resentment. Family broken like that, truck dying by bastard whole day happy outside girls. He although hated Ma Tu Kim bone marrow also bit pity her. After all Ma Tu Kim killed him I definitely not feeling. No Lao knew complex still many people hated Little Triet, so he more protect son careful. He tied rope and Little Triet waist, and wrist himself. Eat tied, sleep tied, even toilet tied. Once No Lao led Little Triet toilet 7th floor, Little Triet sudden stopped, staring abandoned room. Even pull boy not go. Suddenly Little Triet ran rush, constantly calling, brother, brother. Heart no Lao tightened. Sudden remembered time Captain Van led Little Triet back scene. Boy also called so. Wife before now never taught Little Triet words. So boy calling who? Head appeared name. Truck Dian Vi. Right? From beginning Ma Tu Kim suspected Truck Dian Vi. No Lao decided investigate Truck Dian Vi. But right then received news daughter Dan jumped building sports school. No Lao hurried run school save Dan. While neglected, Little Triet hit car died. No Lao felt someone tore apart body. Now photo family only left him and daughter. Pain lost wife lost son made him forever unable sit outside. He only way force shift attention start silently stalk Truck Dian Vi. Life Truck Dian Vi simple, just straight line sports school home. No Lao also self-doubted, not no self-paranoid not. But that day, last time stalked Truck Dian Vi, he saw own eyes Truck Dian Vi taking sausage fierce stray dog eat. That dog day normal very fierce, just hear bark whole area, anyone pass scared jump. No Lao saw Truck Dian Vi stroking dog head, smile full sinister. Even No Lao tough how, time not help cold spine. Teenager just 10 something why expression so? He not pay attention stepped dry branch foot made Truck Dian Vi alert look round quickly leave. No Lao waited long time dared go place Truck Dian Vi stood. In grass clearly dog lying, poison dead, mouth foam white. Scary thought flashed head. Forensics said and died shock panic extreme. Could do dog barking scared disease died? Could Truck Dian Vi intentionally led dog? No Lao immediately reported situation Captain Van, but Captain said overthinking, told him stop mess. But Captain Van still patient led him back 7th floor check. Unfortunately place cleaned, poison dog gone. Heard Truck Dian Vi moved out complex, live mom. No Lao scolded Captain Van meal ragged. Although mouth apologized heart mumbled uneasy. Matter too strange, dead dog why sudden disappear? No Lao decided continue stalk Truck Dian Vi. Brat stayed mom house act extremely diligent busy all day. Just No Lao kept feeling Truck Dian Vi seemed discovered stalking. Once Brat took sister out play, intentionally chose places wide messy. Left girl toilet door long not return. Seeing No Lao hurried run lead girl afraid kidnapped. No Lao couldn't stand watching, hurried bring True Tien back, conveniently glanced male toilet. Not see Brat, disappeared when not know. He handed girl parents specially reminded Truck Dian Vi responsible and in death, now playing trick True Tien. Soon Truck Dian Vi returned. Brat angry accused kidnapped True Tien, threatened report police. No Lao then realized seemed fell trap. Truck dying by intentionally provoked lead Tru Tien, because he hated revenge. So if not immediately return Tru Tien parents, once police search. Consequence No Lao sweat cold, dared not think, mumbled almost jail. Dangerous. Brat truck dying by seems smart excessive, even mom bored. Kicked out house. Not understand why No Lao felt slightly satisfied. Later truck dying by moved sports school. No Lao still secretly followed. Once truck dying by reported police warned No Lao. Heart No Lao very resentment, more felt brat too cunning, hiding talent. But right then daughter illness worse, not suitable sports school, No Lao had stopped stalking truck dying by, take daughter transfer school. Everything stable, college exam came. Truck dying by past dream school, past jiaodong. New place fine, No Lao mumbled. He once bought train ticket sneak jiaodong find truck dying by, but campus-wide, basically not find person. Just asked fit clue heard news hometown, daughter truant. Reason rumor school said father brother criminals rape murder, daughter not bear pressure not want study. No Lao then realized long time too immersed pain, only focused truck dying by neglected daughter. Hurried back find daughter, but daughter seduced gangsters, life death refuse return school. No Lao sudden felt very tired. Realized truly too useless, nothing done well. Dead end knelt begged daughter return school. Daughter cried agreed, but next day ran away gangsters. Truly, before daughter study excellent so why now turn out? Went everywhere find daughter, father daughter struggled near half year, finally daughter agreed compromise return school. Summer vacation, No Lao sneak train jiaodong. He knew truck dying by argued mom, now only stay school. But when jiaodong asked new truck dying by dropped out. Returned hometown investigate heard news worse, truck dying by transferred registration, seemed completely evaporated human world. No Lao immediately felt brat intentionally hiding. Since then over 10 years No Lao not meet truck dying by, no news him. Could brat died? Until 5 years ago, No Lao watched entertainment news TV saw female star Thuong Dong Din married outsider named Truc Hung Duong. Thuong Dong Din exactly girl old complex, now famous so, married star. Thanks No Lao pay attention entertainment news. Stunned discovered person named Truc Hung Duong exactly truck dying by searched dozen years. Turns out brat changed name. No wonder search forever not out. Now truck dying by famous doctor, want investigate workplace not easy. No Lao once again intent contact brat. Turned computer net cafe search many documents truck dying by, discovered brat still entangled medical accident before. Damn, turns out Kien Tu Hon. She before lived old complex, moreover relationship quite close Thuong Dong Din. No Lao returned hometown prepare house Kien Tu Hon ask bit. Not ask fine, ask shocked. Initially hospital compensated Kien Tu Hon 800,000, but she borrowed black credit plastic surgery before debt total over 1.3 million. Kien Tu Hon's single-parent family, mom sold house enough money pay debt. No Lao felt matter something wrong. Again ambush hospital stock truck dying by, unexpectedly discovered brat after work secretly met man. Immediately after man went find Kien Tu Hon mom demand black credit. No Lao cold spine, more certain death Kien Tu Hon not random related deep couple truck dying by. No Lao intended investigate but daughter busy preparing marriage, had returned hometown handle help. Back forth few years passed. No Lao carried grandson. Not afraid death, every time flip photos my little triad heart ache. Ironic time hit pancreatic cancer. Evil disease not last long. Not fear death but not bear leave daughter son-in-law grandson, also not ignore truck dying by, person always suspected killer, thorn heart. No Lao determined huge, decided reckless kidnap truck dying by daughter. Silently stalked long, new time nanny pick child, determined time act. No Lao took girl rented house ready. Girl truly very cute blinking eyes asked. Grandpa sick? Why cough forever? No Lao not bear harm child, smiled not answer. Girl continued. Grandpa name little Rose, dad named name. Dad said poem most beautiful heaven gave dad. No Lao startled. Always thought truck dying by sinister cunning, cold vicious, expected love child so. Night sure enough couple truck dying by found. Unexpected expectation. Thuong Dong Din panic admitted kidnapped and in truck house. No Lao found way force asked truck dying by, but brat bit tight teeth, death refused declare, even took Dan threaten. No Lao had accept defeat. Decided demand couple compensation 200,000 yuan. Initially No Lao felt money hot hand, holding hand constant shaking. Like that no way supervene in my little try it. But sick heavy, cost much medicine, least after death leave something daughter. Moreover truck family Thuong Dong Din still owe explanation. Besides No Lao secretly did thing, keychain backpack little Rose hid listening device. Although old poor but years stalking learned bit trick. Sure enough brat truck dying by cunning, searched all over checked every corner room. No Lao thought, done, surely truck dying by discovered listening device. Unexpectedly truck dying by not check little Rose backpack. Maybe not wary daughter, or maybe too smart despise No Lao. Old man using brick phone surely not head wise enough do trick. Time No Lao holding 200,000 left, saw killing intent truck dying by eyes. Right moment understood clearly lived not long. Either died disease torture, or truck dying by hand eliminate. Honest speak truly unjust extreme. Later unexpected, from listening device transmitted recording made horrified angry. Truck dying by drunkenness smug bragged daughter, how handled casier. Fighting spirit No Lao sudden burned again. Immediately wanted report police accused truck dying by. However No Lao looked swollen belly. Lived how long more, where time energy do matter. Moreover private matter, not want implicate daughter. Owed too much. Finally No Lao made decision, wrote letter sent female prison. No Lao finally breathed relief, felt like imprisoned over 20 years, now finally temporary parole prison. Now still hold hand large money 200,000 yuan. No Lao chest out entered brand store, bought sports suit. Turns out brand clothes not expensive imagination. Both clothes shoes discount, only 200 yuan bought. Then entered hot pot restaurant ate dish, always liked before never dared. Pity body not bare, ate not much. But that day truly day comfortable extreme. No Lao thought surely in my little try at other side happy much. Moreover not story end immediately. Story No Lao seemed ended but others not yet. One day, prisoner named Ma Tu came female prison received letter. Initially woman looked dejected desperate, eyes no hope. But since received letter, started try reform hard. She sat prison over 20 years, perhaps soon out.